Welcome to Planetised Widnes for this episode of Drop the Puck. We have got a derby game on our hands. It's the North 1 Monolly matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Deeside Dragons. Ben, got your napkins ready for this one?
I got my napkins, I got my bibs, I got my wet wipes, I got
your
everything.
Big boy pants on as
Oh
well.
yeah, because it's gonna get tasty, I tell you.
And of course we're joined by
our favourite fellow?
Yeah, our favourite fellow. Oh, let's see what you did there. Steve Fellows, ex-Dragons, of course. You give us plenty of background knowledge about these, the Dragons. But these two teams coming into this one, folks.
Do you know what? Derby days are a big mental thing to get up for. And I think the big thing, the mentality of the players, it's going to be in what state of mind they're in.
Well, funny you should mention state of mind, because today here at Planetised Widnes, around the rink they'll be showing a load of jerseys, and you'll see them throughout the game. It's all about state of mind and mental health and awareness and all that kind of thing. And interesting fact, guys, in 60 minutes of ice hockey, which is what we usually give, providing there's no overtime, approximately 90 people around the world take their own lives.
It's a sad fact, unfortunately.
Yeah, so in memory of that fact, I suppose, or in honour of that fact, Planetised Widnes today have hung up 90 jerseys to represent those 90 people. And just like to thank Kelly, who organises the media stuff here at Planetised Widnes, for arranging that. And we've got State of Mind here, who have got a stall here giving out various brochures and that. And Mind Halton as well. So just like to say a big thank you to them, and hopefully the viewers out there can show some support as well.
Yeah.
It's something that's very prominent to a lot of us. We've all been touched in some way.
Well, I was going to say a good friend of BASN, Ben Jones, who was Elite Sport, a former sponsor of ours, suffered very badly with his mental health and unfortunately thought it was the only way out. And that is the sad fact, unfortunately, when it comes to it. Many people are in that sort of mental state and they need the help, and it's great to see charities like this and companies stepping forward now and mental health becoming more popular and a big thing.
Well, it's not popular, is not really the word, it's
well,
more prominent.
Yeah, awareness is the word I should really use.
And especially in sport, and it's usually people, well, it's not just in sport, I suppose, it's in life. It's people you don't really realise that are going through these things, because everybody knows you go home at night and you shut your front door, but nobody really knows what's going on behind that door.
That's it, yeah. And I mean, State of Mind offers some great services. They're currently working with, I believe it is Widnes Vikings Rugby Club, setting up, some programs similar to the Man Down and Andy's Lads Talk group and things, and it's great. So if you do feel like you need to talk to somebody, please go out and do it.
Yeah, there's plenty of organisations out there that can help you. But back to state of mind, it's going to play a big factor in this game today, because...
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Steve. Let's look at last night's results immediately.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Last night...
The state of mind, it pretty much highlights what happened between Blackburn and Deeside, because it was the state of mind and the mentality and the switch of netminder which then give Deeside the kick to go on and win that game.
Steve, 5-1 down against Blackburn, and they come away with an 8-5 win. 7 unanswered goals.
Crazy, isn't it? You just wouldn't call it. I think, from following a bit of the game yesterday, what it seemed is they made a call, they made a coaching call, and they pulled the keeper, and it just switched. They switched something on that obviously wasn't clicking at the time, and then goals started to come back, and before you knew it, in the end, I think they won by 3 goals. Was it 7 unanswered goals in the end?
Yeah, so it was 8-5, yeah. Whereas on the other hand, Widnes, their mentality last night, I think we put it politely when we said they give Nottingham far too much respect last night. And it was almost like they didn't realise what Nottingham could bring until it was too late. And at that point, Nottingham had Widnes to pretty much within a goal all the way through the game, right up until that third period.
I think I mentioned 2 words last night that I thought was quite key to what was going on. Complacency, mistakes.
Yeah, and mistakes is something that we've seen all season, and not just with Widnes. Deeside do it, Sheffield have done it, Nottingham have done it, even Whitley and Solway have done it. The team that is going to come out victorious on the day is the one that capitalises on the mistakes the quickest. those 50-50 pucks soon become 70-30 pucks. Or it's a case of if you end up forcing the other team to make mistakes. Now, we've seen that happen a few times with Widnes. Their passing's not been too hot recently, and, you know, sometimes they've gone beyond the basics, which isn't outside their skill set, but it's not the right time or place to do it, and it's caused mistakes which have turned it over. Another big problem we've seen with Widnes this season is, and we've said it so many times, playing to the level of their opponent. Now they're playing Deeside today, and on paper, it's a pretty much straight line fair matchup. It's always a grudge match. It's a derby. Form book goes out the window.
Well, interestingly though, Stephen, I know you were witness to the last game between these two because you went along to it.
Yep.
It was at Deeside.
Yep.
And I believe Widnes won that one.
They did, yeah. And, you know, a very neutral person I am. Obviously, you're aware of that. I actually thought Widnes, the Wild... Busted. Okay, got a lucky top on. All right, I've been called out. But what I would say...
For who?
lucky. He wasn't lucky that night. Okay, he was lucky last night. But what I would say is, I thought Widnes was the better team in that derby. They gained the zone really well. They passed that puck around, and the whole team was a brilliant performance there. Whereas with the Dragons, it was individual talent that was getting them into the game. And also there was one person that I had my eye on, and I think he scored 2 goals.
Right, well, I've got a question for you, Steve. Okay, me and Gary spoke about this before the actual game.
Yep.
We looked at the rosters for today, and you could take the Dragons roster and write it down from today and rewind 5 years back, and you're pretty much looking at the same roster, whereas Widnes have been through a bit of a change and a turnaround. What do you think is different about this Dragon side now compared to what was back then?
Well, that hunger and desire to play for the Deeside Dragons when they've not been able to play for their local team. A lot of them are local lads, aren't they? So you always play with a bit of pride and a bit of passion. I think they've been getting a lot of attention by the community in Deeside. So, you know, they have made some really good signings. Imports have been quite good, but they brought in the lads from Cardiff as on top of the lads that played for the Hawks last year. So I think the combination of things has worked really well for them.
Well, interestingly, coming into this though, Steve, that result last night for the Dragons has put them up above Blackburn, so they're right behind Widnes Wild now. There's a 9-point difference in the table.
There is, yes.
But the Dragons have three games in hand.
Yeah, 3 games in hand. 3 games in this league right now, the way it is. How many times have we mentioned it? Anybody can pinch a win off anybody at the moment, and it's a great league to be part of. Give or take, you've got that breakaway pack at the top, right? We know Solway and Whitley are alluring to themselves. They go and do what they want. Billingham like to try and ruffle Whitley's feathers every now and again. And then Solihull are that trapdoor 4th place at the moment, which Widnes are banging on at the moment. Now, a win today would take Widnes above Solihull. They're currently on 30 points. Solihull are on 31. It would take them above. However, Solihull are also playing today. They're hosting the Blackburn Hawks.
Wow.
Now, a Blackburn a wounded animal after last night, or will that energise them to go and take it to Solihull? Solihull are a bit of an unknown entity at the moment. It depends who turns up on the data skate for them. We've seen some good results from Solihull this season, but we've seen them go down in flames at the same time.
Well, a win for the Dragons here today.
That sends ripples across the league.
Even though it won't move up the tables, it's another one off those games they've got in hand. They keep winning them, you know. 4th place is not unattainable.
Well, straight after the derby last week on the Saturday, they played Solihull, and I think it was quite a margin in terms of the result on the Sunday. So the Dragons beat Solihull on the Sunday. I think it was like something like 10-3 or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
They put quite a few goals past them. So again, it just shows that quality they've got and that bounce back ability.
A betting man is going to look at the form book, despite it being a derby, and say, the Dragons won last night, they turned over a convincing Solihull side in their own barn, and they held their own against a really informed Widnes side at home. They're coming into this game with something versus a lackadays Widnes side from last night, who gives Solway a run for the money, who will probably give Whitley a run for the money next week. But it's whether they come wanting to play their hockey or they're going to dance to the beat of the opponent.
which team will we see tonight?
Exactly.
That's what it's about, yeah.
Yeah, well, here's some money for a pound for the meter. Do you want to go put the lights back on? No, it's all part of the atmosphere.
Yeah,
here
love the build up.
Plant Size Widnes. It's going to build up to a good game. The fans are really eager for this one. Good travelling contingency of support.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, the Deeside fans have certainly packed out their section of the arena, and we love it because the noise in here, it almost emulates the atmosphere you get in a playoff. It's just two teams skating.
Well, I'm going to say it as well. Steve repeats it every time he comes here. It's a small rink. It's nice and close.
You're pretty much on top of the ice, yeah.
So the fans play a huge part in this game. If you can get behind your team, which one's going to get the most support?
Well, yeah, the rejuvenated Deeside fans certainly seem up for it, almost like they want to be out there themselves.
Certainly, I mean, the attendance in Deeside, it's been, I think last derby it was 700 people there. That's fantastic for,
that's great.
For both clubs, actually, because the attendance from the Widnes fans was excellent. So, it was all in good spirit.
Pack Planet Ice.
Our viewers out there who will be watching this later on this year when it gets released publicly, if you can get along to a local ice rink, give them the support, whether you want to play, get involved with a team, or
plenty of match night volunteers, yeah.
Yeah, just go and watch. Your support will be gratefully appreciated, and it's all about the love of the sport, of course, just like we are here at Drop the Puck. Guys, I'm going to put it on you. Who do you think?
It's going to be a difficult one to call. If I'm honest, I think Widnes are going to struggle against a very strong Deeside team. However, they're at home and it's Deeside, so they've got a point to prove. So I reckon the Wild are going to do it by a single goal.
Steve?
6-4 Deeside Dragons.
Oh, he had to say that, didn't he?
I had to, didn't I?
So without further ado, I think it's time to go down to the ice. It's time to
drop the puck. And the ceremonial puck drop has been done there. And that was with Rachel Miles, who is the captain of the Mind Mental Health hockey team. We're going for the national anthem. Well, the anthem is out the way. It's time to play. And it's Derby Day. Oh, I love a good derby. Steve, you're going to be alongside me for this one. Gary's also here as well.
And there's a big tarpaulin sheets on the floor to stop all the slobbering.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's drooling. These are the games you want to play in, though, Ben. These are the games.
Well, we're going to take a look at the netminders. We go up straight away. And do you know what? It is not surprising at all. The Dragons are going to start with Matt Croyle. It was Croyle that came into net last night on that switch around at Blackburn. It was Croyle that stayed shut out for 7 unanswered goals. He gets the nod. That makes sense to me.
Do you know what? Total sense. How could you not start with him? We've seen Pearson do some brilliant saves, excellent performances in this billion, but I think it's hard, isn't it? You've got to make that decision.
And up the other end of the ice, it's going to be his counterpart. That's Miles Finney. Finney is the guy that's been the Widnes go-to all season. Interestingly, however, should anything happen, he's going to be backed up by Jake Lowndes. Lowndes is the backup netminder. Pearson, the backup netminder for the Dragons. But I'll tell you what, Finney saw rubber last night against the strong Nottingham side. He is definitely going to see rubber tonight against a very informed Dragons.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he did get man of the match in that last derby game.
I believe he did, yeah.
It was certainly my man of the match. He made some worldies in that game. He was outstanding.
So,
outstanding.
Yeah, please don't get used to seeing Miles standing upright like that. He will be on his head for most of the night. Okay, so our referees today. The game will be officiated by Mr. Ray Orms. He's supported by linesmen Collars and McKinnon. And I tell you what, Team Stripes repping strong. Mr. Orms is going to need to keep a leash on this one because this could get out of hand very quickly, rapidly, at an escalated pace.
Well, there's quite a lot of players there for the Dragons. They've brought a big... Is it 4 lines there? Probably
yeah,
4 lines?
Easy 4 lines, both benches.
Both
This is going to be beautiful. Dragons sporting their navy green kit And the Wild icing tonight in their traditional gold and black, or yellow and black as it would be, canary yellow. So we look at the starting lines. Mike Gilbert, Danny Hyde.
Ross Kennedy's playing up front as well, which will that's
always interesting.
Yep.
And we drop the puck and we're away immediately to Dragons with Wainwright, who gets that puck back. They throw it forward into the corner. Ruddock's going to have to chase that one quickly. Ruddock, and that's going to be an icing call early on. Interesting, notable signings, Steve, very late in the season, but the Dragons were bolstered by a familiar face, the return of Louis Morgan. Morgan is a prolific player for the Dragons.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of weeks ago down the ring. He's been training with the Dragons, getting his fitness, getting his legs back, and I'm sure he'll have a good, solid impact for them.
Breakout early, and again, it's those two causing the trouble. It's Kennedy and Parry. We saw them in that derby, and they were certainly causing murder then.
Well, Parry's been on the score sheet quite a lot lately. He's been battering the goals.
Everyone just trying to throw that puck on net. Croyle wise to it all, but back the other way with Kennedy. He's got support in the form of McKinney. Andy McKinney into the corner. He's going to be pursued all the way round. And that's Mitchell. Mitchell wearing the 92 for the Wild. Puck comes off the skate of Kennedy's shot onto the skate of Hyde. It's turned around by Wainwright. Good to see Gilbert on the ice after getting that game ban last night. Coulter at pace. Luciak just shuts the door on him, sends him in the cul-de-sac. Played up for by Williamson for Edwards. Edwards has got Ryan Brewster-Jones there to contend with. Parsons sees the other number 5 off the puck. Gets it back in the far right wing. Goes to cut inside. They're testing Finney early. There's a player pushed over in the crease, but nothing comes of it. We'll see it again in the replay, Steve.
Yeah, Parsons doing what he does best, isn't it? He just cuts in, drives to the net, and he's digging away to see if he can get anything around on the goal. That's what he does. Just noticing that second line, very strong line there for the Dragons, that second line. Thomas, James Parsons, and
McKinney, Luciak and Parsons does seem to be their top line. I think they started with their second.
Yeah.
Which seems to be Kennedy, Parry, and couldn't quite work out who the third one was.
Dickinson, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big hit on the boards, and it's still Luciak. Looks to take the shot into the glove. Finish spills up, swept away early, and they've sent it down. It's going to be Lovell to skate back and chase that one, and that's going to be an icing call. Well, 18-18 remains in the first period. Still can't fit a piece of paper between these two. It is tight. Rink absolutely packed out all the way round down the stands.
The fans love these games, don't they, eh?
The fans love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the fans, Steve, yeah. Face-off is taken quickly, catches both centres unaware. Perks is going to go back for that one. Sends it for Furnival. Furnival lays it off for Otley. Hyde tried to get in on that one. Now, interestingly, we saw Bez Hughes playing forward again last night until Gilbert got sent off, and then he retreated back to his defensive duties. He seems to have started in defence again today. Clancy takes the shot. Digging away. Can they get anything of it? Furnival taking off the puck. Puck thrown out in front. Spridgen trying to put pressure on Jackson. Again, collision into the boards. Rucking shoes. That's where the dirty hockey's played, and I tell you what, most of those lads will happily make their money doing that.
Oh, referee's
Mr.
gone
Holmes
down.
has gone down, yeah.
Wouldn't be dropped the puck without one of those.
Mark that off your bingo cards. Edwards picks it up. Little bit of a no-look pass trying to find Britton. Nathan Britton, hat-trick hero last night. Can he bring some of that form back through? He's got Barlow in support. Nathan Britton and Matt Barlow, both your forwards. Notably as well, Steve, last night, Gary and myself called it. We saw Widnes as he charged toward the net with Barlow. Good effort.
That's that pace from Barlow right there.
Yeah, they seem to be playing 3 forwards, but the middle guy was sat deep so he could retreat quickly. They seem to be doing it almost again today.
Yeah, it's, it's that defensive move there just to take away the middle.
Oh, swept away by Britton there.
That bounced right in front of the goal.
Wainwright's gone down. Tussle sees Dragons back in possession. McKinney Wild are going to pick that loose puck up with Barlow. Barlow drops it back to Murray. Murray looks up ice, holds that while he goes for a quick change. Lovely little knock on by Corson Herron. Found Gilbert. Gilbert to Corson Herron, shoots. He sails out wide. Good effort though. You could see the play developing. Williamson keeps the play alive. Gilbert sends it round. Picked up by Corson Herron. Corson Herron off the half-boards with the initial shot again. Rubber flying towards the Deeside net at the moment. Widnes seeing the more comfy.
Yeah, that's the line there with Coulter and Herron on. That worked so well in the derby last game.
Yeah, the Corson Herron and Williamson has also been very prolific. But yeah, Corson Herron and Barlow seem to just pair up beautifully, and then throw Gilbert in the mix as well. That one right down the throat of Finney. We'll see that one again. What an effort this was. Velusiak picks it up.
Just simple, deadly pass. It's a drop pass just to get that shot on.
Yeah, you see there, he did his job. He drew the defender in. Face off, left-hand side of Finney, taken quickly at pace. This game started out in a much quicker gear than last night. And like I say, it didn't feel like Widnes got out of first gear at all last night. They seem to have both started in second tonight.
Yeah, they went back to that old way of the first period just being really slow.
Hopkins lost that on his skate then. He's recovered it in the corner, drops it back to Gilbert, who wasn't aware of that one coming. Velusiak's managed to get around his man in the form of Mitchell. Mitchell diving effort. Good save there by Finney. Looked like he came off the mask. Play continues though. Dispossessed by Williamson. And Hopkins turns up ice. Andrew Hopkins for the Wild decides to dump that in. Forwards go for a change. Deeside change as well. Lovell feeds it over to Jones. Jones. It's sent back to Lovell. Barlow on the forward check now with Corson Herron. Two-man forward check. Trying to apply that pressure and cause those mistakes. Big hit out in front of the Dragons bench there. That was Corson Herron. I couldn't see who it was on.
I think
it was on Spridgen.
Spridgen, yeah.
Yeah, it was on Charlie Spridgen.
Yeah.
And this game will get physical. So it's no surprise we see for the Wild the return of Joe Greaves as well. Greaves is also going to ice tonight. This could get interesting. Furnival battles away with Britton. Good stick lift. Just allows the Deeside team in on the puck. Bodies go flying in. Checks being finished. Corson Herron kicks the puck away. It's going to be Clancy who picks that up. MJ looks to play it forward to Spridgen. Gets it over to Furnival. Great pass. So Furnival looking for support. Now gets it. Skating in as a Clancy at pace who takes a shot. It was well worked. Perks keeps the play alive. Sent it back in again. Furnival looking to get a redirect on it. Couldn't quite connect. Another puck on net this time. Dished down by Finney, and that's going to be an icing call.
Yeah.
Well, a good passage of play there. 13:47 remains in this first period. Both teams still very hungry for this.
Yeah, I think at the moment, just analysing, I think they just got that jump on the Dragons have just got that jump on the Wild at the moment. I think what we can see is that Coulter line, when that's out there, that's deadly.
Yeah, Coulter, Edwards, and I'm not quite sure who's picking up that third spot at the moment. It looks like it would normally be Hopkins, because he's been stepping up from that second line with Barlow and Gilbert. However, with Corson Herron back in, as Chris Jones just sends that around. Corson Herron there to try and slam the door shut on Kennedy.
Oh, good play.
And it's Joe Coulter, in fact. Joe Coulter all the way. Joey Coulter drops it to Edwards. What a shot that was.
Kind of deserves a goal there. With
apologies, it was Greaves who he dropped it to, and Joe Greaves is that forward man. So there's your top line for Widnes. Joe Greaves, Joey Coulter, and Reese Edwards. That we saw it in the game past. That line makes sense because we know the snipe that Joe Greaves has got. Body goes in on Wainwright. Edwards comes out with the puck, ends up turning it over to Jones. Wainwright feeds. Furnival coming forward. Shot comes in into the glove. Sorry, McKinney. Apologies, not Furnival.
Yeah.
But what a play that was. Let's see that one again, how that developed.
Yeah, just some quick little passes here. Matt Wainwright, quick distribution. McKinney doesn't, you know what, he's a really good skater. Not much on. I think he looks for the screen because I think it was Ruddick going back on his goalie, so he uses him as a screen for the shot.
Face off left-hand side of Finney's net. Widnes defensive zone. Widnes with the draw win. Immediately Velusiak comes forward to try and dispossess the Wild, and he's done so behind the Widnes net. Turns around, puts it on front, looking for support. Nobody there. Hopkins has to respond quickly. Manages to get a toe on it. Forces it down, and Hyde's going to chase down Lovell. Lovell, U-turn. Looks to play it, comes off the back of his Parsons. Hyde's intercepted, he's picked his pocket, gets out to Hopkins. Fans on the shot, wiped out off the play. That was great play, and that should have been finished there, really.
Well, we did say the game's built on mistakes, so it's in!
Wow, Jared Dickinson.
Do you know what? Something from nothing by the looks of that, but it was a bit...
See it again.
Yeah,
Dickinson picks that pass up and neutralised there. Gains his own. Uses Mitchell as a screen there.
Yeah,
Finney doesn't see it.
There was a bit of a screen, but he was really far out when he took that shot. It looked like Finney was trying to grab the puck.
Well, with 12:18 remaining in this first period, it's now Widnes Wild 0, Deeside Dragons 1.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there with Finney. He's going to want that one back.
He'll definitely want that one back, yeah.
So, puck drops and away we go. Action resumes, and Widnes now on the back foot. Could this be the sign of things to come? Barlow drops the pass back. Corson Herring couldn't quite reel it in. Otley sends that forward on for Jackson. Jackson under pressure. And that's Eaton Daintith, number 27. So Daintith getting some ice time. His dad, well known to fans of Drop the Puck, Andy Daintith, head coach of the Hull Jets and the England under-23s. Jackson tries to clear that. Stuck in their own zone. Managed to finally play it out, and Britton grabs that one. Britton, Barlow and Corson Herring, that's your second line, and that is a formidable line. Yeah,
just before Barlow was using his speed, you can... Oh, Cole Bacon's out there as well, getting some ice time as well.
Well, that's going to be a wholesale change.
He's done really well. He hasn't got a penalty on his first shift. Good lad.
And that is a Bacon bonus. As Kennedy screams through, Parry look to drop that back. Corson Herring thinks quickly. Again, apologies to Coulter. I keep getting Joey mixed up with Hezza. But either way, Corson Herring is having a great shift so far. And then he changed for Coulter. Coulter and that first line back out with Greaves. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to feed Greaves into the point and then set up both Edwards and Coulter on the paint like they were last night again. And I tell you what, the service that Coulter and Edwards delivered each other last night, Butler-esque, it was on a platter every time.
Yeah. If there's going to be a shooter, it's going to be Greaves, isn't it? He's got a cannon, as we know.
He's just trying again. Edwards looking for the tip in. Edwards out in front. Croyle's gone down. They've managed to sweep it away. And that is Chris Jones, monkey with the absolute defensive duties there.
Yeah, he's been playing D for quite a few games now, and he's been getting stronger and stronger each time I've seen him on the ice.
Puck thrown forward again. Jones trying to tip it forward, manages to find Luciak. Luciak doesn't like what he sees, wants to get the old Matt Barlow burners going. Feeds it up to Wainwright, who just holds the puck up. Lovely little pass to Parsons. And Dragons looking dangerous now as they look to set up in the Widnes zone. Parsons in the office. Peels out. Tries to drop it back to the point, but it's intercepted by Hyde of the Wild. He's got Armstrong with him. Gilbert gets something on it, but not enough. It's turned out by Croyle. Interesting third line. Gilbert, Hyde and
there's the whistle,
Armstrong.
Yeah, both teams have got some workhorses on the third lines as well, haven't they? That's what we're seeing right there.
There is depth with these teams, so do not expect a landslide by any means. Well, back to neutral ice after the puck hit the stanchion here. And Otley with the puck sends it forward immediately. It's intercepted by Corson Herring. Finds Barlow. Barlow decides he's going to dump that towards net. Britton's going to chase that in. Perks gets there first, however. Billy Perks does well to hold off the Wild, but Britton's now got possession. Gets in a shooting position. Puts it out in front. Croyle stands tall again. Matt Croyle having a blinder so far. Big hit on the far side on Otley. That was Barlow on Otley, on Perks. Barlow lines Perks up. Yeah. Well, it was bullseyes in his eyes on that one. And that's setting the tone for this game. Barlow is up for it. Corson Herring, fans shoots. Oh, just misses. You wanted a game, you got one. Something's going to spill over soon, though. Barlow really starts to push the buttons. He felt that last one a little bit. Clancy takes a shot, spills up, frozen up, and there's Spridgeon putting the shoulder on afterwards.
But you know what, guys? I'm going to say it now. You can put all the hits you like on, but the only hits that count are the ones that are on the scoreboard.
And there, Clancy was so close with that then.
Yeah, I was wondering whether he's going to drag it under the stick there. Seems to be quite a bit of room, but he decided to go for the shot. I think that's going to be a problem area for the Dragons there with the third line D. Maybe a bit slow on the play. They're going to get hit. They're going to come across like the first line of the Wild. And like we've just seen there, Barlow flying in for the hit.
Face-off will ensue us. We go right-hand side of Miles Finney's net. Good tie-up on the draw. Comes out to the Dragons. But he was waiting right to try to take the shot first. McKinney feeds it out in front. Kennedy.
Yeah,
and it's in. Ross Kennedy bangs on the door.
Do you know what?
And answers his second time.
He had so much time and space there. He had time and space. Look, no one on him, no one on it. It just turns, even gets the rebound on it. Too much time and space there. Easy.
Well, with 8:24 remaining in this first period, it's now Widnes Wild 0, Deeside Dragons 2.
We said Ross Kennedy was certainly one to watch, but right now he is taking it to the Widnes Wild.
Yeah, he would have been surprised with how much time and space he had there. The original shot, Finney caused it a rebound, but he put it in with the spare change there.
Well, I was about to say, we're noticing Finney cough the puck up a lot more. Is that because the Dragons are shooting it harder?
Possibly, yeah. The intensity levels are there, aren't they?
McKinney, Kennedy's got round his man in Edwards. Cuts back inside Edwards, pickpockets him.
Yeah.
Sends it back.
Nice control by Kennedy there just to take it through his stick to his skates.
Now Coulter looks up ice. Pursued by McKinney. Drops it back for Jackson. Big stretch pass goes sailing past Edwards. That's an icing goal. It is certainly started at some pace. The Deeside fans happy with the result so far. Still plenty of hockey to play though. As you see there, Matt Croyle. So far, Matt Croyle has played almost 50 minutes of hockey. Shut out.
Don't say it. Don't say it. You're not supposed to say it.
He just did.
He did, yeah. Watch the goal now.
Yeah, this game's got overtime written all over it. You might as well go the whole hog. Puck back underway in the corner again as we go to work on those boards. And you've got to watch the chips and the butt ends and everything in there, what the ref can't see. Croyle let that one run. Body goes in on the Wild player as he's getting to the boards. Gilbert decides to send it round. Edwards is there.
Nice composure by Edwards.
An effort. Well, Gilbert tried to wrap it round from some way behind the net then. Caused Croyle a bit of a quick save. Reactionary almost. Lovell tries to find Volusiak, who knocks it on. Quick change for the Dragons. They're just going to hold it up Wild as they look to try and set something up now. Murray looks up ice. Hopkins just taken away from the puck by Furnival, which allowed Ryan Jones in there.
Yeah, good play by Ryan Jones just to have a bit of composure on the puck, make the play.
And you know what? I'm going to go out and say it on a limb. Andy Hopkins for the Wild looks a little bit lost out here at the moment. I don't think he was quite ready for what the Dragons were bringing.
No, well, do you know what? A little bit there with Billy Perks. If you're off the pace, if you're slow, you're going to get hit. You're just, it's going to knock you a little bit.
It is one of those games where you need to keep your head up.
Yeah, you need to be that.
Because there are plenty of people that will look for you to cross that blue line with your head down.
Oh, absolutely. So you need to be quicker, sharper.
And the Wild looking to set something up. Shot in. Croyle ready for that one from Hyde. But yeah, Hopkins, he's been good all season. We'll see it again now, though. He manages to get it off the boards, back to Hyde. Hyde spins on the dot, takes the shot, but great coverage there from Croyle. There was literally nothing for him to shoot at but his glove.
Speaking of defensemen, where's Hopper?
So Will Harper is banned for 4 games.
Ah, right, okay.
And Harper would have been a difference today.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was really impressed with him when I watched him play against Solway and against Deeside.
Unfortunately, Will Harper, also on a 2-way with Sheffield's second team, he's been banned for 4 games for a sucker punch to a player.
Ah, right.
So
double jeopardy then.
As he's serving his time, the Wild must continue without him.
So just out of curiosity, guys, for those viewers watching,
good effort, and that was Barlow again.
Yeah.
We'll see it now.
Yeah, just Gary Dixon there with the Port losers possession. Again, something from nothing, but Barlow manages to bring it onto his backhand for a quick shot at tight angle.
As I'm saying, guys, for the viewers at home who don't know what two ways mean, can you explain that for us, Steve?
Right, I will try my best. Well, it's quite straightforward, really. It's when you play for one team, but you're also on a two-way contract, so that means that you can play for another team. A bit very simple.
Shot in.
A bit like with the Dragons, they've got that relationship with Hull, got that relationship with Cardiff, so we've got some of their guys that come up and play for the Dragons.
Shot in from Barlow again there, answered by Croyle. But yeah, two-way, so you can't be in the same league. You have to be in a league up or a different league or a league down. And what you will find is usually people from a lower league will come to a higher club to get experience and then go back down.
Yeah, and I think Barlow got some of that, didn't he? He went over to Hull, was it?
And Leeds as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's interesting, you look at this game as is, and there's pairings in my eyes. So straight away a pairing for me would be, you put Joey Coulter against Andy McKinney. Then you put Dan Hyde against the Luciacchi, two imports. I would put Matt Barlow and Ross Kennedy as a pairing, like a head-to-head.
Head-to-head, yeah. Do you know what? Two very good players, yeah.
Shot in early from Greaves.
That's exactly the position Greaves want to find himself in for them shots.
Edwards taken forward for Coulter. Edwards back, just gets crowded out. Kennedy offset from the puck. Ruddick steps up, just slams McKinney on the blue line. Greaves again decides he's going to try and come back and recycle that, which is very clever of Greaves. Normally Greaves is just a forward mentality, but we have seen him develop this season being on this line. As Volusiak drops it back, McKinney all the time in the world, off the iron work. Well, Greaves picks it up, shuts the door there, stops any further Dragons progress.
Whoa, a little bit of after-zone.
Oh, and that's a broken stick.
Yeah,
was that Kennedy and Greaves?
It was Kennedy and Greaves, yeah. There was a little, he might get something else, like just thrown his stick. No.
Well,
yeah.
Dare I say it was imminent.
Well, do you know what? There was a bit of to and fro in, but in the end, Greaves is the one who comes off.
Well, we'll see now if Kennedy will have to serve anything.
Doesn't appear so, but he has. I think he did break. Did he break his stick on that play? From a slash?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be Greaves who gets to 2 minutes.
No, stick seems to be okay. It's just being handed back to him in the box.
His spare one, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Face off, left-hand side of Finney. Dragons with the first power play of the night. Can they make it count? And it is a slashing call he gets. So Greaves slashing allows the PP unit of the Dragons onto the ice as they take a shot out in front. Clancy brought that one down. Steve, how important is the special teams?
In regards to the special teams, what do you mean?
So, when you're gifted the 5-on-4.
Oh, you've got to make it count, haven't you? You've got to make it count. It shifts the momentum as well. Even when you go back to 5-on-5, if you've got the other team on the back foot, it's so hard to just come out that defensive zone just because the momentum, you struggle to shift it.
And again, out in front. Puck flies in, it's managed to be cleared out by the Wild. Lovell, pursued by Barlow. Williamson, fanned on the first one. Takes it round Dickinson. Parry looking to put the body on there almost. Lovell behind his own net. 49 seconds left on the power play. Looking to find Chris Jones.
There's not much on for him, he's been
gated there.
Yeah, too wild, yeah.
Parry comes in for the support, shoveling snow to get it out to Parsons. Kennedy, who takes the shot. Big slap shot, and we know Ross has got some venom on them. Taking the time again, you can see what the play is here, the quarterback in it, trying to get it to Kennedy on the blue line. He's got space again. There he comes, looks for the wind up. No, he leaves it for Parry. Parry, is it Parry? No, it's not.
It's Matty.
Matt Wainwright.
Yeah.
There's Parry now. I knew he was out
yeah.
there. 6 seconds left. Kennedy on the puck. 3, 2, 1. Trapdoor opens. Greaves is back.
Yeah.
How disappointing is that for the Dragons not to capitalise?
Well, I think Greaves has been messing about with the scopes on his sniper scopes on his stick.
Well,
that one up and out of play.
Yeah, we might see a few of them tonight with Ross Kennedy picking up the puck behind the back of the net.
We'll see it again now.
Yeah, he went through 2 players really well. It was just that third one. But that loose puck there for
Parry takes the
Parry
shot.
to take the shot, yeah.
1:58 remains in this first period. It is the Dragons that are 2 goals to the good. The Wild certainly giving them a game though.
Yeah, they've had the chances, haven't they? Yeah, I've had the chances.
Face off right hand side of Finney's net. Recovered by Rhys Edwards. Edwards has played it to Jackson, who sent it round for Hughes. Hughes knocks it forward for Greaves. Greaves to Coulter. Edwards takes it over, sends it back to Coulter. Coulter a pace. Tried to find Greaves in the middle. Skating in on that, but Greaves was surrounded by Dixon and another Dragon there.
Spridgen, isn't it, I think? Yeah.
And now Jackson looking forward. Charles Spridgen on the forecheck. Jackson takes his time, finds Coulter. Coulter at pace. Dixon's going to try and get a stick in there. Manages to disrupt it. Kept alive by Hughes. Puts it on net. Built up. Edwards couldn't quite get the rebound under him. Dixon's cleared away for Spridgen. Full race between Hughes and Spridgen. Hughes gets there first. Icing waved off, interestingly.
Yeah, didn't quite go over the goal line, I think.
As we approach the final minute now. Wild looking to get something late in this game. Furnival.
Oh, nearly went in for the break then.
Edwards puts the body on. Parsons. Lovell decides to put it across the face of the goal. Dickinson with the shot. And Jared Dickinson scored the opener last night for Deeside. Lovell had to think quick as Barlow comes in on him. He sent that up onto the roof. That'll be stoppage of play with 27 seconds.
What's the Reef done to the Dragons tonight? Is that
second
third?
one, isn't it?
Yeah, second, yeah.
You see there, Finney has been under pressure early on, and he's looking good and confident, but not as good as confident as we know he can be.
Yeah, definitely that first one. He seemed to try and grab at it rather than just allow it to come into his glove.
Face off right out in front of our commentary position. It's picked up by Volusiak and the Dragons. He drops that one off to Dickinson. It's going to be Britton who picks it up for the Wild though. Looks back up ice. Managed to find Corson Heron. Tries to set something up. Murray, as we're in 8 seconds. That's up and out of play with 5.2 on the clock. This is pretty much going to be a face-off, snap back and shot, surely.
Yeah, looking at that, you'd think they'd want a quick face-off and a quick shot maybe if it was in the zone.
Where are they going to line up, either Barlow or Greaves? That's what you've got to look at right now.
Yeah, I kind of thought they might have put
Coulter's
Greaves
going to
in.
go in to win it, which is inevitable. Barlow is in the snapshot. Dragons pile forward, shut it down, puck comes in, Croyle misses it, there's your buzzer. What a first period that is, but the Dragons are going to be the ones smiling going in.
Yeah, do you know what, not too much in it. I think a bit of fire in their bellies, maybe a bit more. You know, we've seen this, haven't we, in other derbies, but, you know, some key players there like Barlow throwing in the hits, that's what the Wild need.
Well, it's been end-to-end action here, and we've had a couple of goals to boot. But if you want to catch more of this action, join us right after this short break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor the playoffs on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to Planet Ice Widnes for this second period of this Morley North 1 matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Deeside Dragons. Score currently stands at Widnes Wild 0, Deeside Dragons 2. But guys,
Tail of the tape, though, is different, Gary. Yeah. Shots on target, 15 on Croyle, 13 on Finney. So it's not as if Widnes aren't trying.
Yeah, I was saying it off camera before in the period break to Steve, and wasn't I, how close this actually is. The score doesn't reflect on how close this game is.
Yeah, there's not much in it. I think the first goal, I think Finney would probably have that one back. The second goal, Ross probably was surprised to get a second go at it because he saved the first one.
But that leads back to what I said earlier. Finney looks good, but he doesn't look confident because he's dropped so many. You would normally see him wrap up.
Well, that goal that Ross Kennedy scored, as I said to Steve before, it's weird because it's like everybody just stood still and Ross had a couple of whacks at it.
He did, yeah. Well, Mr. Ormes calls him back to centre ice. Just in the period break there, Mr. Ormes concerned that we might have caught him on film tripping up.
Of course we did.
Absolutely.
Puck drops and away we go. Second period, it's a good tie-up at centre ice, but it's got to be Kennedy who tries to chase that one. Ruddock gets there first, turns it onto Chris Jones' stick. Sent forward by Wainwright, left to run by Parry. McKinney scoots in there though. Ooh. An interesting little change-up maybe of the lines now, because we're seeing Parry now skating with Kennedy and McKinney, whereas Vlusiak, McKinney and Parsons were that top line earlier. But it's a 2-on-1 situation, and Hopkins from Gilbert there, and kind of leans back into what I said earlier about Hopkins. He does look a little bit lost out there in this game.
Yeah, I think there's some good defending there by Chris Jones just to take away that passing opportunity, and he cut it out really well.
Confusion on the Widnes bench as they finally sort themselves out, and somebody comes on. Shot goes on Croyle's net, comfortable save. And that does not bode well for Widnes. Vlusiak drops it. Oh! Vlusiak takes his time looking for the back door. There it is for Parsons. Well worked goal.
Yeah, what a pretty goal that was. Yeah, there was a quick up to Vlusiak just before that. He drops it in, waits, and then he just slides it across for James Parsons to put in. Do you know what? He's come to play tonight, that lad.
Do you know what? That looks so easy then, but nevertheless, 18:53 remaining in this second period. It's Widnes Wild 0, Deeside Dragons 3.
Widnes Wild need to pull their finger out and get a game plan together now. Stuff like the mix-up on the bench there just runs, little mistakes like that show you what runs through the team, and if you can't get basics like that right, it struggles when you're on the ice.
And it's not the first time I've seen the Wild slow start to a period, conceding the first 10 minutes or the first 10 seconds or the first 2 minutes.
It's synonymous now.
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah. Very slow start. It's becoming a trait of the Wild, which they need to get rid of quickly.
Very well worked goal there.
But that play there, Vlusiak held the puck up in the corner. It was John O'Williams who was struggling to keep hold of Jared Dixon, and it was wide open back door to double up on that manpower with Parsons.
Coming in, yeah.
Now Coulter wants to take the game in his own hands, skates forward. Edwards has brought that down, gets it back to Coulter, they've let it go for Williamson, fans on the shot, turns round one, turns two,
nice.
Manages to get it over to Edwards in the corner. Edwards puts it round back for Coulter again. Coulter needs to react quickly. Mitchell has to come in and react quickly to save the play. Dragons try and clear it out. Williamson unable to get there fair, so they will retreat out the Dragons' defensive zone. Edwards picks that puck up. Potential tripping call on Coulter goes miss. Coulter wants to put the body on Parsons there, you saw that. Yeah. Well, no love lost in this derby, we tell you that.
They're picking up straight where it left off.
Yeah, Dragons have come with a game plan and right now are looking dangerous.
I think it's just be aggressive, isn't it? You got to bully the plays.
Bully, intimidate, cause a turnover. Yeah,
at one time that would have been Widnes' game plan. However, Widnes under the helm of Joe Greaves seemed to have settled down a little bit from the physicality, looking a bit more technical now and a bit more pacey. However, when you come up against a team like this that won't let you get guys around the back, won't give you time on the puck, you then start struggling.
Well,
as Britton, backhanded, runs up and over Croyle.
It's also about having a plan B and a plan C, isn't it?
Sees his man off, but it's enough from the Widnes defensive man. That was Hughes. As Carson Herring tries to put it out in front. They finally get it out in front, but it's swarmed out by the Dragons. Spridgen can't reel that one in. Foot race between Jackson and Spridgen, and that one's going to be blown dead. Well, it was a good shot on the net there on Croyle. A little bit of pressure out in front, but you saw how much Croyle relaxes because he knows his defensemen are there in front of him.
Yeah, they've been solid there just to make sure that there isn't a second opportunity for someone to pick up the spare change.
Face off, left-hand side of Croyle gets us back underway. Quickly won by the Deeside team. Hopkins puts it on the board. Is that Hughes playing forward now? Hughes was up there.
Yeah, there he is there, yeah.
I think he's rotating in for Gilbert.
Oh, he's just dropped him back into D there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put back in again by Hyde. Gilbert gets it in the corner. Driven off the puck immediately though, as Otley and Clancy hold him up. Otley comes in, sweeps that one out. Looks to play it away, Hughes. Little body on from Spridgen, Otley. Otley deeks and twists. Creates himself some space, but Jackson shuts that one down. Looking for the quick up now with Hyde. Danny Hyde. Takes his time. Ruddock sends it in. Hyde's going to chase. Croyle leads it round. Picked up by Kennedy.
Oh.
Perks loses his edge, opens the door for Hyde. Hyde's got opportunities. What's he going to do? Decides to shoot himself.
I think it was Otley, wasn't it? Is that Otley? He lost the edge? Yeah.
Apologies, it was Otley, not
Yeah.
Perks. Kennedy's brought down, goes crashing into the net.
Scores a goal.
Well, that's going to bring out a stopping play.
Yeah.
Is Kennedy going to claim he was tripped though?
No. I don't think there's a trip there. He just
carried on skating. Didn't
Yeah.
he?
Do you know what? He's like I've said before. He's a hard character when he's coming at you because he's got so many really good moves.
A little bit of a bull in the china shop. He seems to put his head down and just go.
Yeah, he's got a good shimmy on him, so fakes one way, goes the other. He tried to go in between there and just he did catch him on it. He did catch him. The D-man did catch him on his skates, but I don't think it was a call, to be honest.
Well, if it was Steve in stripes, he got away with it.
I'm like,
and he
no
seems
call,
to have
no
done.
call. Yeah.
So, face off right out in front of our commentary position is taken by the Wild. Murray has to act quickly under the pressure of Luciak. Ruddock now needs to react quickly as well. Does so, sends it back to Murray. Murray under pressure from Dickinson again. And this Deeside team, really high pressure. Dickinson, what an effort that was.
Forcing them really well there. No time on that.
And this is, I just said it at the start and I'll say it again. It's a 2-on-1 situation.
Oh, good.
Croyle to the rescue.
Yeah, good save there. Just reading the play to get his stick to pull that puck in. But there's Dragons forcing the play there. But
Caught
then
out high though.
Yeah, turns over. I think just
so
Edwards just trying to chip it over for who was it? Coulter. Yeah.
But the thing is, right, I've said it now, the game is built on mistakes, and so far it is the Dragons causing the Wild to make the mistakes.
Yeah, no time, no space on that puck, forcing them to get a lot of loose pucks.
Good shot there from the Wild, right from the face-off.
Yeah, Volusiak sends that one back onto the stick of Edwards. Edwards now to Greaves, takes his time. Forward for Coulter. Williamson takes it into the corner. Wild looking to set up. Greaves digs it out all the time for Britton, who shoots. It's out in front. Dickinson just crowds out Edwards. Easy job for him.
And that seems to be the problem for the Wild. Nobody there to pick up the loose change.
Yeah, Volusiak gets it to Parsons. Parsons dispossessed by Mitchell. Barlow's got an opportunity. He's got Edwards in support. 2-on-2. Barlow just holds it up for Britain to come into the play. Wild set up in the Dragon zone. In the office, Barlow, what's he going to do? See, Matt Barlow's the sort of cheeky git that tried the Michigan here.
Yeah, he's trying to cause something to happen. Yeah, he's looking for his space, yeah.
And literally, you can hear the screams move because nobody wanted to skate then. And it was almost a too many men call.
Nearly.
Not the first time we've seen that from Widnes. Widnes need to wake up.
Yeah, could have been, do you know what? Could have been a call there, in all honesty. But the puck comes out to...
Who is it on the far side there? Is it Hughes? It's Hughes that gets it in the end.
Yeah, MJ took the shot in the end, wasn't it? But just before that, it could have been too many men.
Yeah, I think they were trying to find Edwards, but Edwards was going for the change.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it, guys. Wild seems to be at 6s and 7s at the
They
moment.
do, they really do. They don't look settled at all.
Do you know what? Sometimes when you're in this position, it doesn't harm to have a bit of a timeout. Maybe go, come on, guys, what are we doing? Let's regroup.
You just need to play sensible hockey. I think.
You can see what the plan was there.
Nice.
Was to try and break ball away. Corson Heron through. Corson Heron!
What's the
He's
call?
claiming for some sort of call. I think he was looking for a hooking call.
Do you know what? The referee was so far away from the play there, he wouldn't have
Shot,
seen it.
it's bounced off the skate, off the line. Well, Corson Heron, and Barlow. Is that Bacon?
No, who do you think it is?
Barlow
It's
and Bacon.
Yeah.
Barlow skates away smiling. Bacon skates away smiling. The pair of them pushing the buttons, laughing about it.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody loves a bit of bacon, don't they?
Unless you're the Wild. So we will go with a face-off.
I think the Dragons just sponged that little bit of pressure there because the puck was so close, was it?
Right-hand side of Croyle's net. 13:34 remains in the second period. Still, the Dragons, 3 goals to the good. Face-off is taken quickly. That's another thing as well. These face-offs are going quite quick. Nobody seems to be settled in.
Yeah, he's got to the puck first there, so there's no call.
Dragons out in front again. Saved by Jackson this time. Plays it off the half boards. Corson Heron can't get it past Wainwright. Wainwright decides to send one in towards net. Spridgen picks up that loose puck. Hughes tries to screen him off.
Little bouncer there right across the face of goal.
Corson Heron creates himself some space. Tries to clear the zone again.
Well.
Kept in by Wainwright. Who takes a shot. Spridgen looking for the deflection, but it's gone down the throat of Finney.
He's like a brick wall over there. That's the second time. Just good positioning by Matt Wainwright. Puck comes out to him. He's able to step in and take a quick shot.
We know Matty Wainwright's got a good shot on him as well. We've seen it in the past.
He probably would have done better with it being a little bit lower
and harder.
Yeah.
Well, that seems to be the order of the day at the moment. Low and hard, let it rattle off Finney's pads and crash the net afterwards.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? It hits the pads, it comes out for a rebound, isn't it? If it's low and hard, there's a bit of traffic there. I don't think there's too much traffic there.
Whereas,
it's hard.
up the other way, Croyle, everything seems to be high up on him at the moment. He's like a cat, he's catching everything. We've not seen anything low and hard on him to spill up. And even if they've managed to get something that spills up, there's Dragons defenders there to sweep it away.
It's like I tell the kids that I'm coaching at the moment, for the goaltenders to move their arms and that, they can move their arms quite quickly, but to get down low and move the legs with all that heavy weight in the padding, it's much more difficult.
Well, there's your coaching tip of the day, kids.
You can have that for free, can't we, Steve?
You can have it for free because my team, we can't buy a game at the moment. We're not having a good season, but we are trying.
Hang on, so should we be listening to you?
Yeah, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
Velusiak picks that puck up behind the net. Oh, sorry, McKinney. Bodied off the puck by Ruddock. Parry feeds Jones on the point. Who takes the shot deflected. Lovely redirect by Kennedy. Parry, all the time in the world, sends it into Rosette, but all that time. Let's see that again.
Yeah, they get again. Everyone's watching the puck. Look at all the players watching the puck. No one watching the behind. Players. Yeah, no one's watching the man behind. That's another thing I've been shouting at the kids at.
There's going to be water bottles flying everywhere in a minute.
Yeah, you can't just be watching the puck. You've got to be watching behind you.
Face off. To the right, if Finney gets us back underway, and immediately there's that pressure again from the Dragons. Kennedy on Williamson. Williamson has lost his helmet. He's now going to have to retreat off the ice for safety reasons.
He's going to shoot this quick.
Hughes comes on. Parry. Well, the Dragons unable to capitalise on the extra man for that split second. Out in front again. Back door. Kennedy.
It was Alex Parry. Yeah, I think, was it Kennedy that put it in the back of the net?
Yeah, Kennedy got it.
So Parry put it there. Again, just
low and hard.
He plays it over to Kennedy, and again, no one picking up these guys. They're starting to step back onto the goalie so much. They've got so much time there.
Finney is under massive pressure.
But they made it look very easy. There we go.
Timeout.
Well, with 11:54 remaining in this second period, it's now Widnes Wild 0, Deeside Dragons 4.
Yeah, just before the game starts to run away from itself, like I said probably a couple of minutes ago, if there's ever time for timeout, now's it,
wow is all I'm saying. The Dragons have come with a game plan, are executing it to a T, and Widnes look like something, I don't know. Widnes look like they're at a training session.
Well,
they're so lackadays and just...
If we rewind last year, when I was saying, wait until the Dragons have got them training sessions under the belt, wait till the ice rink's back, wait, they've got all that. This is probably, now that you're seeing all that taking place, very different team to how it was at the start of the season.
The Dragons sending shockwave out across the league at the moment as they get back underway. Morgan on the ice for the first time now. So Dragons feeling comfortable to give Daintith and Morgan some ice time.
Yeah, I think
Wild.
that's his first
Barlow
shift,
shoots to redirect, and Corson Heron did more damage and good there and screened their own shot. Puck sent down. Again, great play from the Dragons. First thing they do, they cross the red line, they dump the puck in the retreat, and they're forcing Wild back every time to start from deep.
Oh, how easy was that?
Great defensive work from the Dragons, moving the players off the puck, not letting them get the balance and settle.
Barlow? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Barlow, very
Barlow
similar.
seems to want to go and do it all at the moment as well, which is a little...
Do you know what? Similar to a Kennedy. Yeah, very slippery out there.
I said them
got
head
the
to head.
moves. Yeah, I'd struggle which one to pick out of the two. If you need, for your dream team, which one would you go for? But whatever it takes, the next goal, whatever it takes, is it from the Wild.
Well, it's going to be the Dragons who win the draw as we get back underway with 11 minutes remaining in the second period. The YKK Widnes Wild find themselves 4 goals down unanswered. And I'm going to say it, but right now, Croyle is still on for his shutout. As Volusiak sends that up over the bar. And that is 60 minutes easy plus now, shutout for Matt Croyle.
Yeah, you can say it now, isn't it? I don't think he'll appreciate it, but you can say it. Volusiak as well, he's come to play tonight. I did it against the Solihull. He was stepped his game up on another level, but we can see that energy.
Could it be the fact that he was biding his time to see what the Dragons offered? Now he's seen it, now he wants to play.
Well, I did speak to him the other day for the first time when we were doing a hockey camp.
Again, shot low and hard, he came off the pads of Finney and you heard it. Dickinson looked for the rebound, and again, more reaction saved from Finney. He's not really seeing where they're going.
He's getting peppered at the moment with these shots, isn't he?
Parsons feeds that. McKinney takes his time. You can see the call there. He did Lovell a nod. They are now set up and it's starting to look like a Dragons power play. Camped is the word I'd use.
Yeah. Again, nearly went through to it.
And here come the Wild. Hopkins decides to dump it in rather than do the physical challenge against Lovell. And a game like this, you kind of think you've got to be a bit physical. Your speed won't always prevail.
Yeah, I think it's struggling with the game plan, what to do once to get into the zone now.
Coulter, no look shot, sails through, Croyle sees it.
Yeah.
9:40 remains in the period. Working the puck around.
A little bit of afters there behind the net.
Yeah, surprising to get a penalty there. His hand was coming straight up.
But here they come with Volusiak. Volusiak's got Parsons in support. Drags it through the slot himself. Parsons has knocked the netminder and the net off its moorings.
Parsons do what he does best, eh?
Well, crash the net, literally.
Crash the net, yeah.
But you were saying you were working with Volusiak earlier in the week, Steve.
Yeah, we had a hockey training camp for kids. There was about 35 kids, all from Solihull, Leeds, Manchester, obviously Deeside. And we were running some drills, and one of the things I said to him was, I noticed how you go up one way 100% and you give it 75% on your way back. But tonight's game, he's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Well, I think he's taking your feedback there. So if one player's listening to you, Steve, it's Petr Volusiak.
Yeah. You can see the quality in him tonight.
Wild desperately trying to string something together, and as good as they've been playing all season, I want to say you're now starting to see the Dragons exploiting the size of Rhys Edwards and the not want of physicality of Andy Hopkins and stuff.
Yeah, they just look like they're struggling a little bit. Where's that goal going to come from? Well, like I said before, whatever it takes, scrappy goal, just like anything. They just need to get on the board.
Oh. And miscommunication like that is not going to help. That is a play that started in the Dragon zone that is now putting the Dragons out for a one and save. As Spridgen was wide open.
He should have buried that.
He had the whole postcode to himself. Oh, that's a tripping call.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to go the way of the Wild. They're going to want that one.
Yeah.
And this hands them a small opportunity and advantage to try and get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Well, Spridgen had lost his edge, gone completely out after making the shot.
Yeah.
But just beforehand, he had the whole postcode to himself to shoot.
Do you know what? I'm surprised. Yeah. Do you know what? How crazy this game? 1 minute he should be scoring. Next minute he's costing his team a penalty, and now they're on the back foot.
But that also goes. You look. It started in the Dragon zone with the Wild winning the face-off, and then they completely dumped it down to their own zone and put themselves under pressure.
Well, gents, this is an opportunity Wild couldn't not afford to waste.
Well, this will be the telling point of the game. Can the Widnes Wild benefit from the man advantage? We will see.
They need to get points on the board.
They need something to kickstart their momentum in this game, because right now they are dancing to the beat of the Deeside Dragons. Barlow gains his own. Drop back for Corson, Heron, McKee.
That's where they want
it. Pressure, Greaves, shoots!
Yeah, nice shot. Bit
forces
more traffic.
Forces a save out of Croyle. Edwards takes his time, gets it back to Greaves, who lines up again. And Greaves will stand there all day sniping shots. Barlow now. And again, one-timer. Fans on that one as he snapped it. No, I thought his stick had gone then. Coulter. Barlow takes a shot.
Here we go.
That's come off McKinney. No. McKinney, clever play, uses his experience. They found Kennedy. Kennedy's the man who's just going to throw that in. Greaves looks up quickly.
Oh, he's just giving it him back.
And the whole Wild was still like looking to turn around and just weren't aware where the puck was then. Their puck presence today and their puck perception, it's just not there. No. Edwards now trying to get around Wainwright. Wainwright will just lean on Edwards. But he's managed to get it over to Gilbert. Gilbert shoots in the glove of Croyle. And that's probably the best opportunity the Wild have had in this 20 minutes.
Do you know what? Yeah, just battling from Edwards there, just to get a loose puck. He gets it over, great pass. Do you know what? Right into that catcher though, is it Gilbert? And what I did notice on the power play then, when the shots were coming in from Greaves, there was no one standing in front of the net.
There was no traffic.
You've got to get someone in front of that net to screen the keeper.
Right, Hughes on the play. Still 30 seconds after the man advantage. Wild desperately in need of goal to get something going in this game. Gilbert turns around. 20 seconds now. Puck sails all the way through to Ruddock. Ruddock has to think quick, throws it in towards, hits his own man. Puck spills out, 2 Dragons on it. They're going to bring it out the zone with Parry. Parry and
Clancy. Yeah,
Parry's on the other side.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Ruddock just sees Clancy off the puck.
A little bit of shoving off the puck there.
And there goes the power play. Spridgen back on. Wasted opportunity if you're a Wild player. But now you've got the momentum. You're in possession. Try and set yourself up quickly. And a turnover like that is...
Yeah, just...
That's everything gone. Possible too many men call there.
Possibly. These things even themselves out, because I think the Wild had one before as well, didn't they?
Coulter slams the brakes on, looks for support. Shot comes in on Williamson, it comes off Lovell. Jones and Coulter in the corner, that goes out of play. That's going to be a face-off in the Dragon zone. Well, 6:11 remains in this period. Deeside Dragons are 4 goals up over the home side, the YKK Widnes Wild. And right now it's the Dragons who are looking to make it a 4-point weekend.
They're on track for that, aren't they? They've looked solid tonight.
Face-off is taken quickly, tied up by the middlemen, but nobody else seemed to get the memo.
Close again.
Wild look to turn up and break. You've got Greaves, Coulter, Edwards all skating forward. Greaves taking off the play, tried to drop the puck back. However, Dragons turn that round. It's now 2-on-2 situation. Held up by Volusiak. He finds Wainwright. Wainwright loses that puck. Desperation by Corson. There was Mitchell there. Mitchell just wanted to sweep that puck away. Didn't really care where it went.
Oh, there's the call here. I'm not sure what this is.
The counter-attack by the Dragons is killing the Wild.
Yeah.
The problem you've got here, both teams are used to playing high man hockey. We've seen it so many times, that high pass to Coulter or to Corson Heron or to Barlow or to Edwards, and then they're in round the back, right? And now you're playing a team that are used to that. So they've got strong defensive men who are reading it well, and they start by making the defensive line at the red line.
Yeah, I think that you can clearly see in tonight's game the Dragons have stepped up the intensity levels that they've had in the last game against the Wild as well.
And
so
again,
making it difficult.
That's a classic example there. Shot goes in. There's 3 Dragons crowding that net, and then Croyle.
Yeah. Do you know what else as well, when you think about it? When you come from like 3 goals down to win a game away in Blackburn,
you feel invincible. And there's an option. And what a save, Matt Croyle. Beautiful pass from Barlow to Corson Heron. It's on a platter. See this again now.
Heron makes the pass out to Barlow. That's what they wanted, just to play it in, to redirect. But
he's gone low and hard there, but that time he should be lifting it because he's the only man there.
Yeah, to be honest, the end puck going to the net was straight at the keeper there. But, you know, they'd probably be thinking, what do we need to do?
Good opportunities, though. We're starting to see something of the Wild.
They're being creative, because that was, you know, we create these opportunities. They've got to turn one around in a minute.
Is it too little, too late, though, for the Wild? We'll see as they look to go again. Jackson keeps the play alive. Corson Heron's going to chase that one round through the office. Wainwright gets there first, though. Whoa. Wainwright brings Corson Heron down. And now the Dragons in possession look to break forward. Big hit, McKinney on Jackson on the Dragons' blue line. But it has allowed the Wild back in possession. Barlow has to react quickly. Barlow and Kennedy, there's that matchup we talked about. Keep your eye on that one, guys. Hughes. No stranger to the Deeside Dragons, Bez Hughes. McKinney just gives him a little shove.
Oh, again, the coughing the puck up too easy.
Britton does well to get that one back. Finds Barlow. Barlow's got something in the tank, hopefully. Puts it out in front. Hyde tried to get something on it. Croyle dives on it like a live grenade.
Yeah, again, Barlow being creative there. He's just lots of time and space on him. Directs it to the net. But again, he's there to make the save. You know, he jumps on it just to prevent Hay from scoring.
I'll tell you what, guys, I've got this really big jewel. I need to keep it really safe. Who can I leave it with? Because right now I'm going to leave it with Matt Croyle.
Yeah, you know, he's shown why the Dragons brought him into the roster, isn't it? He's a hell of a performance last night, and the same again today.
Well, no wonder he got the nod. As we battle away on the boards, Gilbert manages to pull that puck down, though. And don't get me wrong, that's taking absolutely nothing away from Phil Pearson. We've seen Pearson before. We know Pearson's a good netminder. But Croyle just seems to be on a different level. And Gilbert's going for an elbow call on Clancy. Or is it Clancy on Gilbert?
I think Clancy's got it by the looks of it, yeah. So here's another opportunity. He's gone for an elbow. Didn't look like there's too much in it from what we can see up here. But, you know, they'll take that all day. Another opportunity to get one back, and I think that's what the Wild are going to look for. They really need, if they're going to get anything out of this game, they need to get at least one goal in this period. Otherwise,
they need to be going in, either with a goal or two on the board to stand any chance in that third period. And they're just going to start working it around now. So Mike Clancy Jr. goes in the box, 2 minutes for elbowing, allows the Widnes Wild on the power play. Edwards decides he wants to take a shot himself, spills out. Working this puck round well. Edwards, he's got Greaves at the blue, asks for the puck. It's gone through. Finally gets it to Greaves, takes a shot right on target. Great save by Croyle again. Coulter now. Coulter, he's got Corson Heron. Edwards uses Edwards instead. Gets it to Barlow, back to Edwards. Edwards holding it up. Young Reese Edwards seems to be quarterbacking this play a little bit at the moment. Shot in from Greaves, low and hard, looking for the redirect on a Dragon stick. They managed to snub that one out. That's up and off the top of the plexi and back in the rink, but it did leave the rink initially. So there's 1:09 left on the power play, 2:55 in the period, and we're going for a face-off.
It also gives the Dragons an opportunity to get some fresh legs on there, because there was some good killing for 50
well,
seconds.
fresh legs all round. We've now got Hughes, Hyde, Ruddock, Gilbert, and Britain on.
Yeah, they just got shoved off the puck there.
And immediately, Dragons gain possession and throw that straight down. Nathan Britton will be back to get it with Gilbert. Gilbert had a hell of a game against Sheffield the other week, and then a nightmare last night against Nottingham. Again, another shot. That time it was Hughes looking for the direct. Little handbags between Hughes and Wainwright in the crease there. Trying to clear the crease. 35 seconds left on the power play. Britton in his own zone. Sends it out to Gilbert on the left wing. Gilbert looks to bring it forward. Gains the blue. Sends it round the boards. Croyle can't cut it out. Ruddock pinches in quickly to try and stop Wainwright gaining possession. Hyde is out there. Dan Hyde, what's he going to do here? Would he go for the wraparound? He's in the office. Decides to use Gilbert. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. Britton get it back to Ruddock, who just couldn't quite control her. And Britain's going to have to retreat that, and that is pretty much their power play done.
Yeah. Not much shots on the goal there in that power play.
3, 2, 1. Williamson misses that through the middle. Clancy's back, and that's the second opportunity the Wild have been gifted that they're not able to convert. Williamson keeps that one alive. That's going to be offside. Well, 1:34 remains in the period. And Coach Mike Clancy and the remaining staff over on that Deeside bench, I'm looking over, some familiar faces over there. Matt Compton, Andy Daintith. They're all going to be very happy with how this has gone so far.
Yeah, I think they're going to be happy with the performance so far and the energy levels.
Edwards manages to reel it back in for the Wild and then throws it forward and gives the puck away. Dare I say the Wild are looking just to finish this period out now and get in. Puck thrown forward. Wild needed to tag up. Turned over by Edwards. Edwards to Coulter. Drops it back to Greaves, who takes a shot, looking for the redirect off Edwards. Instead, it's gone the other way. Picked up by Lovell inside the final minute. Body on. And Corson, Heron and Mitchell over on the far side. It's going to be Edwards. Trying to find Greaves. Apologies, Coulter it is. Coulter's going to come forward, put the body on Jones. Greaves leaves the puck behind. He moves forward. You can see what his plan was. But it has chewed that clock up a little bit. 25 seconds remains. Clancy's going to take a shot off the blocker of Finney. Edwards on the far side, knocks it forward for Coulter. Coulter trying to find Greaves again. Greaves and Lovell battle away. Picked up by Williamson. Williamson shot in the dying seconds. Edwards not there to get the rebound. Spridgen gets his stick on it. Can't get it past Edwards. Edwards sends it past Williamson. Jackson's going to be there, and that's pretty much your period, guys. As Furnival looks to take a shot.
Yeah.
So much to improve for the Widnes Wild. Too many mistakes. If you're a coach, a lot to pick up on. But if you're a Deeside Dragons supporter or player, you've got a Cheshire Cat smile at the moment.
Well, an interesting second period to say the least. And the Widnes Wild go in 4 goals down. If you want to see more of the action in this third period, join us right after this short break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor the playoffs on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to Planet Ice for this third and hopefully, and it should be, final period in this game. Not one Morley game between the Widnes Wild and the Deeside Dragons. A derby game which is very heavily tilted in favour of the Deeside Dragons at the moment as they lead 4-0 over the Wild. Guys, overtime doesn't look like it's on the cards for this one.
Nah, not today. Don't look like.
I want to say don't write Widnes off, but after the 2 periods of hockey they've just put out, I'm conceding to say this might be a done deal.
Well, rumour has it that they found the locker room key for Widnes Wild, so hopefully the right team are going to come out and make a bit of a game in this third period.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if you're a Widnes fan?
But I will say it, and I said it off camera before, didn't I, Steve? They've had their opportunities, the Wild, and they're just not taking them. They're coughing the puck up too easy. They're not picking up the loose change when they need to. But the Dragons are on point for everything. They're stopping the shots coming in. They're picking up the loose change. They're making it count.
The Dragons have done what the most dangerous thing you can do as a sports team in a league, and they have found their form at the right time.
Right time, absolutely. There's a brick wall in net as well, so that gives you all confidence. I can't see where's this goal going to come from, because there is a brick wall in net for the Dragons. And I think what we were watching there is probably a repeat of last night's performance once they started that comeback, because they've just skated well, they've closed down, they've gone to the net, they've taken their chances. And one of the biggest things there is they've given the Wild no time and space on the puck at all.
Well, interestingly enough, guys, in the period break, we've since found out the scores around the doors at the moment, and it's not favourable, is it?
It's not. The one that everyone's got their eye on at the moment is the Solihull Barons versus the Blackburn Hawks. Currently in the third period, that is Solihull 4, Blackburn 2.
So they're going to maintain that fourth spot.
So it means that Solihull will stay fourth. The Dragons will now close the gap on the Wild by 2 points, and they will stay ahead of the Hawks.
Yeah, the Wild will still remain fifth, but losing here today, that means that they've got to make up that work later in the rest of the season.
It does. It's all to play for. The 20 minutes in front of the Wild are a big one. What can they do? Mr. Orms calls them to the middle as we get ready to drop the puck on this third and final period. And away we do it. Oh, Mr. Orms isn't happy with that one.
Okay, take two.
Can we rewind the clock by 2 seconds, please?
I think the Wild just mixed the lines around a bit here.
Right, so Hyde, Gilbert, Hopkins is the same line as before.
Right.
Maybe some messing with the lines needs to what happened.
Yeah, I was going to say that. What have they got to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Well, right now, Chris Jones being an absolute brick wall on that blue line there, not letting Widnes past, depending on how many times they banged on it. Now he's got the puck again from Hopkins, sends it calmly into the opposite corner. And Monkey having a great game. Jack Murray sends it out for Hyde. Hyde under pressure quickly. Sends it round for Croyle. Croyle out of his net. Matt Croyle looks like he is living in an ice cube.
He's enjoying.
He's a penguin at heart because he is so cool and calm at the moment. As again, Finney has to get his head on a swivel.
Save.
Dare I say, this Deeside team at the moment could give the Warriors or the Solway Sharks a run for their money. Well, they did.
Do you know what? They're getting there, aren't they? They're getting there. Every time we've seen them, they're moving in the right direction. We look at them on paper. Yeah, it's a quality team. A few more additions maybe, and they'll be right up there.
There's another word you can throw in that: experienced.
Experience, yeah.
A lot of them. We were talking about it before. You know, you've got to highlight the fact. You could highlight most of this roster and take it back 5 years, and it's the same roster.
Yeah,
but with those 5 years comes experience.
Yeah.
As Coulter loses his edge, it's going to be picked up by Volusiak. Drops it for Dickinson. Volusiak picks up the rebound again. Great puck retention.
Again, I said it earlier, he's skating well. He's like a man possessed in this game, Volusiak.
Parsons sends it through the middle. Volusiak screening.
Again off the pads of
Dickinson
Finney.
Looked like he was going to get a second bite of the cherry. They've now got fed it to Edwards. Edwards and Greaves burst forward. Greaves decides to dump it in. Can Edwards get there? No, he can't. He's beat out by Lovell. Lovell behind his own net. Takes his time. This, a game of patience now for the Dragons. Game management, control, and trying to keep as many players on the ice as they can. Well, discipline is going to be a big one.
They have been disciplined, haven't they, tonight? There's not been too many penalties. We haven't seen Cole Batekin in the penalty box as well.
There's still time.
There's
still time.
Yeah.
Hughes picks it up. looks to throw it in, instead it comes off Britton, and they end up going back again. And that seems to be the direction of the Widnes puck at the moment, sideways or back.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem to be going forward at any point. Saying that though, here comes Britton. Britton takes a shot, deflected up, comes down in the ring. Barlow sends it back. Otley loses his edge again.
He's done
He
that
might
a
need to
couple
go
of
into
times.
Charles and get them sharp.
Get them done. Yeah.
Jackson battles with MJ. Pins him against the board. Jackson comes out with the puck down. They've kept it alive. Little bit of afters. Argy bargy in the corner. Oh, Corson Heron's taken one to the face. And is that Bacon?
That is Bacon. Did I speak too early? I do apologise.
Get your bingo cards out.
Was it?
Referee falling over. Check. Greaves to the box. Check. Carl Bacon to the box. That's a house.
Your usual table, sir.
You get nothing for a line in this game.
You, sir. You, sir.
Oh, Carl, you're letting us down, mate. I got excited because you had a penalty. What are you doing, pal?
All that's missing now for the bingo is the sound
drop of the gloves.
The sound of wet leather hitting cold ice.
Yes.
What's he got there anyway? 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, I think 2 minutes for high stick. So it's going to be Hyde who goes in for the draw against McKinney, and they've managed to clear it away. But the Wild need to look at this opportunity. They've got fresh legs, plenty of time in front of them, and now the man advantage. Hyde picks that puck up. Looks to cut inside. Goes all the way round. Lays the puck off. Gilbert. Back to Hyde. Hyde thought about dropping it in early. Ends up feeding Gilbert again. Back to Hyde. Great passing and moving the puck around, but it's the final product that's letting Widnes down at the moment. Not enough shots on net. And again, Britton takes a shot straight into the pads of Croyle as it's mopped up by that 5-hole. Yeah. Oh, and there you go. Jones and Jackson. Well, Jones is sent away immediately.
Do you know what? That's what they need to do. Put someone like Jackson in front of that net just to screen the keeper. You know, maybe they've had a bit of a rethink around that.
You see Matt Barlow going to the ice end, getting a little shimmy. He's enjoying it. He's still up for it. And Greaves is on the ice. Well, your two snipers are in the D. Corson Heron, Coulter, Edwards, your forwards. And it's won by Widnes, who take the shot.
Oh.
Greaves had all the time to place that. Instead, he puts it in Rowe's head.
And again, we have seen that tonight a few times. Dragons just getting something in the way there. It was a stick just so that puck never ended up going on the goal.
Well, that's going to be a redo. Left-hand side of Matt Croyle. Coulter loses the draw this time. Good tie up in the middle with Parry. Edwards manages to recover it, but inside come the Dragons as they scoop that up and send it down. Force Coulter backwards, and they're not going to chase because they've done the job already. They've sent the Wild back to their own zone to start again. It chews the clock up, chews the energy up. But here comes Barlow on the burners. Barlow takes a shot straight down the throat to Croyle. Almost looked like he was going for his head there.
Yeah, we see that play, don't we? Barlow picking up speed, going in on the puck, not much on. Do you know what? It just that focus with the shot is right over his chest.
Face-off gets us back underway once more. Greaves at the point, what's he going to do with it? Finally gets hold of it. Keeps it low this time. Coulter has got the recovery, but Corson Heron just on the far post there. Looked like he was brought down a minute. Wild goes setting up, and I can understand what the idea is, but you've got Rhys Edwards trying to jam up a goal against the likes of Dickinson and McKinney and Lovell. It's just not going to work. Look, watch. Clears him out the crease, and again, stay away, get away.
Yeah, he's just shifting him out there. Like
it's a mismatch.
Look, it is with Lovell. He's a big boy. Yeah, he's a strong.
He's
strong
just going to go. Here you go, son.
But you know what? You got to respect Edwards getting in there, trying to
take nothing away from Edwards. He's giving it a go. Yep. However, you've got to start looking at these things. You're almost a quarter through this final period. You've got 18 seconds left on a man advantage. If you're not going to address it now, don't address it at all and just struggle.
They're going to have to do something very quick.
Can he do it with Barlow? He's managed to get it back over to Coulter. Coulter decides that's not the way to go.
And
turns
clock's
around.
About to tick out.
Corson Heron back to Coulter. Greaves tries to control it off his skates. Back onto the ice comes Bacon.
Where did that go? Again. Do you know what? Brilliant save there. Just got his far leg to it, his far pad, and it a low and hard shot.
And that evaporates.
Paul's like a stone brick wall tonight, isn't he?
Croyle is on fire.
He's had a blinder, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Face off. Taken quickly. Mitchell has to react quickly as Spridgen's there, but Dainty coming up on the support. And here's that high forecheck again. They're pressuring Widnes at the blue line. They're trying to make the mistake start early.
Here we go.
Gilbert!
Oh!
Great opportunity from Hyde.
That was potentially the one, wasn't it?
And could that have been it?
And there's been too many of them, I think.
Yeah.
Was that the punch that had Deeside rocked?
Make it count.
Got caught up.
Wainwright puts it in. Wow, finish all that late. I don't think he was expecting Wainwright to shoot. Matt, though, he's got some great hockey sense, Wainwright, as he brings down Williamson. Puck sent into the corner to be chased down by the Dragons. Wild desperately trying to recover it. Again, go to work in the corner, shoveling snow. And it's the Wild come out with it. Great little play. Gilbert from Hopkins. And I know I've said it a few times tonight, but Hopkins just doesn't look like he's in this game.
He does look a little bit lost, doesn't he? Oh.
He's just missed that one. Now you've jinxed him, poor lad.
Well, Hopkins is going to retreat, go for a quick line change.
Oh, too many men. Call again.
And that's on Deeside.
It looked like it could have been on both teams there, though, to be
well,
honest.
This is going to be the interesting one. Gifted another opportunity for 2 minutes.
So did I put the bogey on Hopkins then, you reckon? So
Well,
says Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, my lucky top. Yeah.
And who's going to sit the penalty?
Oh, yeah, usual table, Bacon. Do you know what? Since we said he's done really well, he has a penalty. He's had 2 in the last 2 minutes.
Well, he's sitting for the bench, isn't he, but
yeah.
Don't worry, Carl. Make sure there's plenty of your jelly fizzy sweets down there for you. So, face off, left-hand side of Croyle is taken quickly. Coulter dives forward with that. McKinney takes him out to play. They snub that one out, but Edwards has managed. Oh, sorry, not Edwards. Gilbert has managed to recover it. They get it to Greaves. Greaves. Oh, is that Corson Heron on the far side? It is. Yeah. Again, desperately trying to get something out of this. Deeside doing well just to smother out the players.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's a mistake. Kennedy opens his legs. Kennedy and Barlow. Shot.
Oh.
Finney sees it late, deflect off the blocker.
There's that skill we talked about. The 2 guys that we were on about, actually, Barlow and Kennedy. Watch the bit of skill there. He just plays it back, kicks it through his legs there, and he manages to get the shot off on target.
Well, 30 seconds of that power play has been and gone. 13 minutes and 1 second left in the game. Wild desperately need something, even if it's for pride. Just 1 goal proves Croyle isn't invincible and gives you hope. But right now the Dragons, as Barlow had to slam on then, turn around, he's chasing Kennedy again. He's going to allow Corson Heron to chase the man in the corner though. He's brought down, no arm up for the official. No. Back up the other way, still a minute with the man advantage. Edwards picks it up, bit of space in front of him. Drops it for Barlow. Barlow passes it off the boards behind the net. You can see it again, the play there, but it's turned over, picked up by Clancy. Clancy breaks through the neutral zone, dumps it off Corson Heron. Corson Heron goes to put the body on. Well, no interference call, interestingly. Yeah.
Could have been.
Barlow picks a loose puck up time, slipping through the finger of the Wild. Parry and Barlow centre ice. Gilbert does enough to get away from Clancy. 27 seconds left. Jackson picks it up. Gilbert! last second, backhands it. Oh, and Edwards is not happy in the middle there. Edwards and Jones. Well, that's not a fight I don't think Rhys Edwards will want to take. Trust me, lad, bigger lads have tried.
My money's on Jones.
We'll see it again in the replay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But again, that was such a good...
in the replay.
Yeah, that was such a good opportunity there.
And there is certainly afters going on now. Is that Jackson? It's always Jackson at the moment. Jackson and Gilbert and Parry. Is Alex Parry or Wainwright's in there as well? Are we actually going to get some dropped gloves?
Well,
to be honest with you, that's what this game needs right now.
Jones
It either needs to spark the Wild into the game.
So Jones and Edwards have gone the box. Wainwright looks like he's heading the box as well. So the Dragons have got 3 players sitting a penalty. Oh my goodness, have we got a fellow's favourite here?
Well, McKinney's come over, Barlow's come over, Gilbert and Jackson are still on the ice.
Yeah, McKinney's going to try and make some sense of this, you know.
Right, Edwards has got 2 minutes on the board already. Jones has got 2 minutes on the board already. I'll tell you what, he's got a pair on him, hasn't he, Rhys Jones? Because at one point, we'd have paid to watch the likes of Kearney Witter go against Chris Jones.
Yeah, well, do you know what? When you're young and you've got that cage on your face,
I'll be
you
shouting
feel like...
that to Edwards. I'll be saying, "Are you Witter in disguise?"
Yeah.
Witter obviously started the season icing for the Dragons, and then was later released.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the calls are here. Obviously,
well, Chris Jones is not happy with Mr. Orms. He's shouting the odds there. However, we will see what is given now.
So the official just pointing out the players and the penalties.
Alex Parry just having a quiet word with Tom Jackson there in the middle.
Jones is saying,
I don't see.
I was in for fighting. Wainwright's going, I don't know what I'm here for. And Bacon's saying, I'm just here for this jelly sweet.
I don't see how
what are you
Jones
guys doing in my box?
and Wainwright can both be in the box without Jackson being in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that, to be fair.
Because he was...
Oh, hang on. So the Edwards penalty has been wiped. So were Jones and Edwards getting coincidental minors? Because it looks like Jones has gone off the board. Wainwright's now on the board for 2 minutes.
So, yeah, Bacon's not happy that he's got to share the jellies.
And there's the man with the wooden spoon as always. Joe Greaves comes over. What's going on here, Lee?
Yeah. So we won't get a fellow's favourite now. It'll be 4 on 3, is it? No, 4 on 2.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me with that penalty because...
Well, see.
Because Mike Wainwright's in there, Jones is in there, but who were they tussling with? Because it was Jackson they were tussling with, surely.
So Parry, Hughes, so who's Jackson and Wainwright?
Who's player 0?
That's the bench.
Okay.
That's the too many men call.
So, and that was Bacon serving
that. Was Bacon serving that.
And Wainwright gets to 2 minutes.
Right, so, okay.
Oh, so we're setting back up.
3.
It is a fellow's favourite. It's the biggest opportunity of the night for the Widnes Wild. We get back underway. Right, so here we go. Penalties to be announced. Wainwright. He gets 2 minutes for misconduct. Shot in from Greaves down the throat to Croyle.
Yeah.
Good effort. So, see the replay again now.
Yeah, straight over to him. Yeah, not the best of pass, but one thing in mind, just play from the net. But again, you know, the key is that was quite high.
Well, 4 seconds and Bacon's back out, and we get back to 5 on 4 hockey.
Yeah,
like now. Okay. So,
straight over to the bench.
2 minute misconduct for Matt Wainwright. 5 minute roughing. Oh, there it is! Joe Greaves finally finds his spot.
Yeah.
Matt Croyle is beaten, and he is not invincible.
Yeah, puck's dropped there. Joe Greaves, one thing in mind. Did it take a bit of a direction there? It looked like it took a bit of a direction, but anything will go from the Wild's perspective.
Well, it's the goal they needed to try and wake them up. Has it done enough?
Well, it's now Widnes Wild 1, Deeside Dragons 4.
Yeah, do you know what? There's still plenty of time on that clock. Still plenty of time.
It's a 3-goal game, and we're in the third period, 11:22 remain.
Could this be the blue touch paper that's been lit on the Wild? Could they spark into action?
So, yeah, just recapping, Edwards and Jones in for roughing for 5 minutes each. But there's goes the Dragons with that infamous charge forward off the face-off, which we have seen so many times this season. In fact, isn't it how they scored their opening goal in the cup game when they beat the Wild here?
Yeah.
So they've credited the goal to Coulter. The initial shot from Greaves, redirect from Coulter. McKinney's going to get done for going too early on the draw.
Going to get done.
Right, he's been warned.
Get done. Yeah.
You're getting done, lad.
Yeah.
Second bite of the cherry, and the Wild come out with it this time. Looking to play it forward. Dickinson can't make it all the way through. He's going to have another bite of the cherry, and Barlow absolutely sends him crashing to the ice. That was Mark Lovell.
Yeah, Mark Lovell will probably take his number, mark my words.
But Kennedy shot, double save from Finney, keeps the Wild alive. Miles Finney, that's going to give him a massive boost of confidence. 3-on-1. Croyle stands tall, it's still loose, it's come out. Picked up by the Wild. Quick change by the Dragons. Well, the Wild look wide awake now.
Oh, and the fans have woke up as well.
Very much so. Corson Heron to Barlow. Barlow takes it inside the dot. Looks to go around the back of it. He's brought down.
No penalty on the play by the looks of it.
Hughes is going to keep that in. Hughes, well, the shot comes off.
Go?
Yeah, it's in the corner over here somewhere.
I couldn't see.
Oh, and Barlow's having a quiet word.
He's asking for that penalty behind the back of the net. That never came. Yeah.
Well, we know Matt Barlow can carry a grudge, so we'll keep one eye on that. Words being exchanged. Barlow goes back to bench. He's got his things to say to the Deeside bench.
So there's 10 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this third and final period. Am I going to see drop gloves?
Right side of Croyle. Just Mr. Orme still in deep conversation there with Matt Wainwright. Do you think he's saying to him, we're gonna knock this off, boys, there's 10 minutes left, let's just play hockey?
No, he's just saying, what deodorants are you using, sir?
Okay. Face off, picked up and won by the Wild. They throw it in again.
Nice save, Croyle.
We've still got Jones and Edwards in the box, however. We are back to full strength hockey. Puck picked up by Dickinson.
Good play, Dickinson, yeah.
Otley to Volusiak. Volusiak out in front of Parsons. Parsons tries to crash it in like he does. Hyde back the other way, looking for supporting Hopkins. Puts the puck towards the net. Both Jones and Edwards will return at the next stoppage in play. Otley to Wainwright. Back to Otley. Hopkins comes alive.
Where's that been all game?
Is it too little too late for the Wild? As Williamson pinches in again. Furnival beats him to the puck. Armstrong now getting some ice time again. Oh, right in front of the referee. Yeah. And there's a call there.
There's an offside call.
Well, I thought it might have been on bringing Williamson down. Offside is what he's given.
Yeah,
but the tempers are starting to fray.
Come on, lads. You didn't think this game was going to go quietly, did you?
Picked up by Hughes. Hughes feeds Jackson, knocked on to Greaves. Greaves a goal scorer for the Wild. Looks to have another shot. Croyle wise to him this time.
Yeah.
Just throws the puck in Greaves' face. You see it again.
Yeah, D-to-D pass over. Who's it go to Greaves? Yeah. Again, he's got one thing in mind all the time, isn't it? That's to release it and go the net.
Face off, left hand side. right-hand side of Croyle. Kept alive again. Shot in. Another big hit on the far side on Spridging. There's going to be a call coming. And that's Joe Greaves.
Yeah, I think he hit when the hit wasn't there, was it?
Well,
it didn't really look like much, though, to be honest. Yeah.
However, this is going to go in favour of the Dragons. It's an elbow call. So, momentum.
Yeah, probably a silly penalty when you just got that goal, because
momentum swings back now, yeah.
By the time it comes back, that's going to go clock down to about 6, isn't it? 6 minutes left.
The time, like sand, slipping through the finger of Widnes. A short-handed goal would be amazing here, but the reality is they need to weather the storm of the Dragons. But it's going to be Hyde, who's still not giving up on it. He's managed to throw forward. It's Barlow through. Matt Barlow, what a save. Matt Croyle stands tall. Jones can't quite clear it. Hyde does well to try and dig it out again. It's taken off the pull. That's going to be an offside on Barlow. Hyde looks to the official.
Well, that all happened very quickly.
It did, but now we're starting to see Widnes do what they can do. Oh, Matt Barlow and Mark Lovell exchanging words there. You won't see Larry drop him. He's too old in the tooth for
listen, I've seen him go, and you don't. We always used to say, "Don't wake the beast," because you do not want to wake him up in that side. Trust me.
Thrown forward by Callum Ruddock. Dickinson behind his own net looks to set something up. Corson Heron on the forecheck. Gilbert's going to start backtracking now. Got it over to Volusiak on the left wing. Volusiak looks to come inside the dot, drops it for Dickinson, takes it into the corner, works it round well through the slot, and it's gone on to Sticker Gilbert, who's now fed it out. Corson Heron put it on forward for Gilbert again, but right now Gilbert doing what he needs to do and keeping it behind that goal line of the Dragons.
Yeah, gets shoved off the puck though.
Luciak, great pass over to Parsons. Parsons has got Williamson to contend with, drops it back for Luciak again. Williamson into the corner, one-on-one with Luciak, worked around well, out in front, good effort, and Jono Williamson looking a bit stranded there, dealing with 3 Dragons, but the Wild managed to get in and clear that down.
Break.
Corson Heron this time applying the forecheck. Dragons recover that puck, 33 seconds left on the power play. Dickinson plays it over to Luciak. And the shouts from the Dragons bench, I think he was meant to be changing and had to change then to avoid the too many men call. Barlow rubbed out the play by McKinney. Parry's going to get there first. Tried to feed out in front.
Croyle break here if he got it to it.
It's a 3-on-1 situation.
No.
Oh,
nice
Kennedy nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
That is surely the game.
Yeah, I think they were looking at a quick rush, a quick breakout, so they weren't looking at the Dragons behind them. He plays it over. I mean, Ross Kennedy gets the final tip on it, but it's a tic-tac-toe in the back of the net.
Well, 6:50 remains in this game. And is it gone out the hands of the Widnes Wild now? Playing for pride, it's now YKK Widnes Wild 1, Deeside Dragons 5.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ben. I think it's just under 7 minutes remaining. It's a tall order.
A lot of work needs to go in to Widnes in this week if they want to stand any chance of holding any sort of contention against the Whitley Warriors next week.
Well, on the head-to-head with these two, Widnes currently stands 2-1 over the Dragons, but you'd think that they would have had a chance in their own barn. The Dragons have done a great job so far.
Hughes is going to throw that forward, chase down. Dragons again, calmly in possession. McKinney giving it up to Edwards. Edwards gets it back to Coulter, who's rubbed out the play.
Chris Jones there with no stick.
Shot comes in, directed again. Croyle gets it up. Well, Greaves, no sooner is he back on the ice, is now picking on Wainwright. And again, Joe Greaves is just an allure to himself right now. He's doing his team no favours. Well, you talk about handing the game over. I don't want to say it, but if the Wild had any chance of trying to do anything to redeem themselves, that's it down the drain right there.
Yeah, you're not going to win the game in the box, are you? But
I said earlier, for the Dragons, it was game management, discipline and control. Same could have gone for the Wild, and now look where they find themselves.
Yeah, probably that's one of the things that we noticed in the last game. The Dragons weren't as disciplined when they played the Wild, so there was quite a few penalties. Here
They have really stepped it up, to be fair.
They've been better, the quality performance is better as well.
Well, you look at the penalties there's been the niggle between Edwards and Jones, there's Bacon for a too-many man, and then there was an elbow call from Clancy earlier. Other than that, there's hardly really been anything.
There's not been much, has there? Yeah.
But guys, you know who your head-button men are when you play them.
Well, that's it.
And Greaves is certainly one of those.
Well, the Dragons now on the power play again, looking to shut this game down once and for all. There's Luciak, plays that puck out. Big shot in from Dickinson, and that had all sorts on him.
Yeah.
Finney gets post to post, though. Luciak top of the slot. Out front again, looking for more tic-tac-toe. Murray's lost the puck. Parsons knows where it is on the end of his stick.
There we go.
And there it is
there
again.
It is that MJ finishes it off again? A bit of a tic-tac-toe behind the back of the net. Is that Parsons there?
They work it round. Parsons to Volusiak to Clancy.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, bong, done.
Yeah, I think just before that play, I did notice the Wild were running round, trying to follow the hit through, and that when on a power play, just got to be a little bit, on the penalty kill. Sorry, you got to be a little bit more disciplined.
I'd go as far as saying Widnes have lost their head.
Yeah.
Some players are now looking for vendettas. Some players are looking to inflict themselves on the other team, and some players' heads have dropped.
And like Gary was saying before, sometimes it's about the overall, isn't it? Because the overall is in the series. Let's say it's 2-1.
Morgan on the puck, sends it round for Spridgen.
And do you know what, Steve? Dragons go out of this to winners today. Even Stevens on the Derby game.
Well, there's a call in the corner.
Yeah. And that
Mitchell and Spridgen. Oh, Mitchell and Spridgen.
I don't think Spridgen
Charlie Spridgen won't.
No, he's carrying an injury. That's hence why he's got the cage on. He's not going to get involved in that.
Oh. And Morgan, who will happily go, Louis Morgan, was prolific with dropping the gloves when he was formerly at Deeside wearing the number 8 shirt. But just like that, after being on the penalty kill because of Greaves, they're now on the penalty kill because of Mitchell.
Well, there's nothing like making it hard for yourselves. And the Dragons have certainly got the advantage now.
If the Dragons really wanted to make a statement, they could probably pull Matt Croyle now and still score.
That's a bit much, isn't it?
It is. But that's how confident they must be feeling right now.
I think they know which car you came in, the Widnes fans. So if you want your tyres.
But doesn't that tell you something, though, when you look at a game that I would say the Dragons' goaltender is the man of the match?
Without a doubt.
Even though it's 6-1.
He's got
I'll still
5 minutes and 6 seconds before essentially he's on a double. Oh, well, he's not on a shutout. I spoke too soon. But essentially, he played a full game once you include last night's periods. Kennedy looking to add insult to injury. And now we've got a break. Barlow screams forward, takes a shot straight down the throat to Croyle.
And do you know what? Even though all the action's gone on out on the ice in front of him, that man there has been an absolute wall.
Matt Croyle.
Yeah,
it has certainly been the most wanted netminder in the fantasy league right now.
Yeah.
Giving Hepburn a run for his money. Look at that again.
Yeah.
Pulls it out the air.
Fans are cheering there as well. They recognise what a great game he's had.
Besides that one goal, and to give Greaves his due, it was a hell of a snipe.
Yeah.
And the redirect from Coulter. Well, Coulter's brought down and streaming forward again come the Dragons. Luciak, who has been on form this game, takes a shot into the throat of Finney.
Yeah, he has had a good game. I think he's been getting better and better as the weeks have been going on at Deeside. I actually asked him how was he finding the club. He said he was loving it.
Well, it only bodes great things for the future for Deeside. Face off, left-hand side of Finney. 1:04 left on the power play. 4:26 in the period. Dragons just looking to pin the Wild in their own zone. Don't mind skating back for this one. They've got all the time in the world. Picked up by Volusiak.
It's damage limitations now, isn't it?
Forecheck from Corson Heron. Feeds it over to Parsons. Lovell. Shot in. Well worked play there. Dickinson with some venom on his shot. Again, Dickinson looks to line up. Through the middle, where Clancy is sat. Waiting for that loose change. 16 seconds left on the power play. Cycling his puck well.
And they're quite happy to keep this puck, aren't they?
Gilbert finally gets in on there. Thinks about throwing it forward and instead brings it out himself. Clever play. Corson Heron. Going to send it back. Mitchell back on the ice. Straight to the bench. Barlow comes on. 3:16 remains in the game. Behind their own net, waiting for something to create. Interesting, Britton sent that straight back. Is that because he knew he was covered? Double forecheck, Furnable and Spridgen. And right now, Dragons are just happy to keep Widnes here. They've got him in their pocket.
Pressing them.
Well, here we go.
Whoa, there's going to be something there between Murray and Spridgen. Well, if Spridgen gets the initial call.
How can he not call that there? That's crazy.
Well, Spridgen.
I get the first one, but
on Murray, but Murray, yeah.
Murray there.
It's a holding call.
Yeah.
So Spridgen goes for holding, but yeah, complaints from the Deeside bench that Murray doesn't get the tripping call.
You know, just have to be careful when you don't want things to spill over, do you?
Well, 2 minutes 47 remaining in this third and final period, and if anything's going to spill, it's going to happen soon.
Greaves back on the ice. How long for, though? Coulter puts it into Greaves. You couldn't control it. Back door was wide open as well.
Yeah.
Corson Heron posted out in front now. Takes a shot looking for the redirect. Coulter's going to get that one back. 1 minute 40 on the power play. 2:25 in the period. Great move by Jones. Managed to keep it going though. Edwards gets it back to Coulter. Joey Coulter for the Wild. To Edwards. Edwards keeps hold of it. Gets it to Greaves finally. Greaves thinks about it. Lines up. Takes a shot deflecting from Corson Heron again. Coulter. Corson Heron tried the quick one that time. Back door is open if he can get it to Greaves. Couldn't control it. Sends it back to Edwards. 1:07 now on the power play. Corson Heron through the middle trying to find Edwards. Coulter's there. Puts it into the middle for the Dragons to get hold of. That's going to be sent up ice.
Oh,
kept in though. Come off the back of a player.
Now
it's cleared.
He's going to call it as a hand pass, I guess. But,
yeah. Well, 53 seconds is all that remains of the man advantage. 1 minute 40 in the game. And we're going to go for a face-off.
Oh, keeper's going off his swap around, or just
I think
swapping his water.
Swap water bottles.
Yeah.
His secret sauce.
He's earned himself a drink tonight.
I'm surprised they haven't changed the netminder, actually.
Well, I was thinking of that for the Wild, because you've got Jake there who could get some ice time.
Yeah, get
some
time.
experience, you know. If there's ever a game to do it, the game's done and dusted. Give him some development.
Ruddock takes a shot low and hard through the skates, deflected off. Swung away by the Dragons. They're going to force Britton of the Wild to go all the way back. Britton sends up to Gilbert. And Hopkins just not switched on there to the play from Jackson. Wild desperately trying to get something out of this now. Lovell will just take his time, chew up inside the final minute. 10 seconds left on the penalty assessed to Spridgen. And now Kennedy is not finished. Great little move from Britain, just takes that puck away from Kennedy. 2-1, Spridgen's back on the ice. 46 seconds left in this game. Spridgen straight out the box onto the play. Puck sent round. Jones. Off the boards. Dickinson. Easily skates past Britain there. And this just formality now. The Wild still skating, but you see Dainton there just chasing up his man. Great pass to Corson Heron. They've got it to Barlow. Barlow.
That's 10 seconds, yeah.
Skates inside Matt Barlow. All the way round. Still Barlow. Too much. Gives it away. 2-1. There's the game there. And Barlow and Furnivall.
Yeah, lots of smiles on the face there. You know, they know the game's over.
Well,
good caption of the fans there. They've had an entertaining game either way.
You've got to say, the Dragons came with a game plan. They knew how to upset the Wild, how to keep them off the puck, and more importantly, how to find the net and beat Miles Finney. And that's exactly what they did, Steve. They came, they skated hard, they pressured the Widnes Wild from their own blue line going back, which then meant Finney was under pressure constantly, and so were the D-men. And then eventually, like a pressure cooker, it built until it cracked, and then they got the opening goal, and that was it. Then the ball was rolling. Yeah,
I think after last night's game where they were losing, came back to win in Blackburn, that was a massive turning point for them, because you could just see that spark in their game tonight. No time, no space, and they worked really well.
Do you know what?
Do you know what? So I got the technical issue. There you go.
Do you know what? I'm a little surprised at the result.
I am, if I'm honest.
But I did say at the start, didn't I? If the Wild were going to get rolled over by the Dragons, tonight would have been it, because of the form they were in coming off the back of that. 7 unanswered goals.
Yes.
From Blackburn last night, and I thought they've got the bit between their teeth now, and if they carry on like this, Solihull's got to watch what's going on. The Wild have got to keep an eye on their results now for the rest of the season. The Dragons could quite easily fight for that fourth spot.
The Wild only got their goal because they were gifted the opportunity and threw enough pucks on net. And it's the old adage: you throw pucks on net, something's got to give.
But we've said,
and it was a great shot and the redirect from Coulter. But ultimately, in open play tonight, they've just not been in the game at all.
I was going to say, I disagree with you to an extent there. I think the puck was bouncing around enough. The opportunities were there. They just seemed to fluff it. They didn't do enough. And the worst thing was, on the other end of the stick, when it comes to defensive work, they just stood back and let the Dragons do what they wanted to do.
Steve, you know one of the favourite tactics of the Dragons is crash the net. They do it all the time. They do it well. Yep. It's Parsons' go-to play.
Yeah, he leads by example, doesn't he? Captain Fantastic, as they call him in Deeside. You know, you teach it with the kids as well. Take the shot, don't curl away, go for the rebounds. We saw that tonight actually with Ross. Ross Kennedy took the shot. He had so much time and space to then go in for the rebound and put it in. But I think, goaltending was a massive difference here, wasn't there? Because that man,
Matty Crowell was fantastic.
He was fantastic tonight. In fact, he was my man of the match, which is hard to say when it's like a result like that, but he was my man of the match, I think.
There you go. The very fact that, I agree with him. He is man of the match for me. But he did enough. When those shots did come in off the Wild, he just stopped them. There was nothing. There was no real threat. So I don't think he had anything to worry about.
I'm going to be very controversial now.
Oh, you?
Yeah. Is Miles Finney burnt out?
No,
I think
so.
he's still learning. There's a lot to learn. He's a young guy, and it's hard playing at this level.
Yeah.
Division 1, it's not Division 2 hockey.
Whereas the likes of Deeside have got Phil Pearson, who can step in and spot Croyle, and you've got some of the other great netminders around the league as well. you tend to find one or two teams that will sit with one netminder. Solway, for example, we know there's a great bunch of lads up there, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to see Hepburn in net.
In terms of goalie coaching as well, come on. They've got Mike Clancy there.
Yeah. Exactly.
They've got Dave Clancy there, who's phenomenal with his whole...
So the credentials right now for the coaching is...
coaching, especially about the techniques for the goalies.
And now you've got Andy Daintis
there as well. England connections there. So, I mean, the back room is building really well at Deeside. On the other hand, things have fell a little bit off the truck here with this.
Yeah, the Wild got derailed a while ago, and I hate to say, but it was shortly after the departure of Hager, and they just don't seem to have really settled back on the track since.
The tray got thrown in the air, and I think they're still trying to put the pieces back on.
They've got a few pieces in place, but not quite worked out what everything goes yet.
But it's come at the wrong time of the season because, as we said, it's that after Christmas period, when you come out of there, how you are. And of course, the Dragons got their rink back just after Christmas, so everything was going for them. They got the fan support, they got the momentum, they got their rink. They were, all the home fans are getting behind them, and the love for the game is coming back. And it's like you were saying before off camera.
It is a rebirth of the Dragons.
When you look at it, and Steve hit the nail on the head with me. When you look at the team now, you've got players playing for Widnes who've played, like Joey Coulter played up at Solway and stuff like that. They've all played around, everybody's played around. We know what it's like for the hockey player pool. Everybody's dipping into it and picking players from different teams. But when you look at the Dragons, a good 90% of that team are Dragons Welsh players. They've been brought up with that team, so they feel like they're playing for the badge on their chest.
They do.
They're passionate about them playing for the Dragons, for the Welsh team.
And I think, and having the fan support behind them like they have at the moment, which they never used to get back in the day when we used to go and watch them a lot.
That's correct.
I think it's boding well for them. It's a foundation that they're building that hopefully they can keep hold of and go on to better things.
Well, just interestingly, looking around the ring today and going back to that state of mind that we spoke about earlier, the 90 shirts around the ring. One of those shirts we happened to lay our eyes on before is the Dragons Championship shirt from the Adrian Palak was there, and they went to Sheffield and won it.
Oh, no, that's...
No.
This is a man that's got confused because he's wearing a Manchester Storm hat and a Dragons top.
We don't talk about it.
This for show.
Hey, do you mind? It's a family show here.
The Dragons are not too far from donning them shirts again the way they're carrying on.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky enough, weren't we, to go and follow them all the way to that championship final.
Dragon
we were
Fire.
there when you got the trophies. We took the pictures of you sitting there in the dressing room with all your medals on you and what have you. But those days aren't far off for the Dragons, I think.
No, and that's the scary thing. I'm not saying Widnes have had their heyday because they are silverware chasers and they love a good competition. But right now, with the Dragons being on the back burner for so long, it seems like Widnes were in the spotlight a bit more because of that. And now the Dragons are back and Widnes are competing for that spotlight again, and they need to remember that it's not as easy as it used to be. No. You have got teams snapping at your heels. You have got hockey to play.
What worries me though, Steve, is as much as we're saying it's a great team at Deeside and stuff like that, it's an ageing team, so they've got to look to be bringing new players in. Right now is the right time to be trying to attract these type of people.
Well, yeah, Widnes are in a little bit of a transition. We've not seen a transition from Deeside yet.
Yeah, obviously, I'm connected to Manchester at the moment, and there's some kids that are coming through that are really good kids, and maybe the step up into the Storm is going to be a bit too much for them. So we've got we've got some connections there. Mike Clancy, Dave Clancy, they do the goalie clinics. They've got good links out there, and kids want to play at they want to play at the highest level. So there's going to be opportunities for a lot of these young people to come over and like dress for the Dragons. However, where the club is at the moment, it's in a bit of a rebuilding stage, and we've just had the under-12s play today, which was again. It's a milestone for us because there's not been a juniors game there for about 3 years, something like that. But today there's been a junior game there, under 12s. They played Manchester and they've got a result out of that. So it's going to take a little bit of time.
I want to ask you a question. I think you touched that actually. Yeah. And I was talking to one of the Widnes Wild junior coaches and management team before. Asking, because we were lucky enough to catch their game between them and the Leeds Knights yesterday. It finished 5-5. cracking little game. We'd not really seen any junior hockey, and for any of the viewers out there, I totally
go and support your local team.
Go and watch junior hockey. It's absolutely fantastic. The kids are brilliant. But what's that looking like out there at the moment? Because obviously COVID did a big hit for everything.
Yeah.
So trying to encourage kids to come onto the ice. I mean, we were only saying it off camera before, it would be great to film and record or stream live games for the kids so that other kids can see what they can come to. You don't really see much of that. It's not much,
well, do you know
much media coverage on it.
Yeah, but do you know what? When you're involved in it, you see how big it is. So I was in Leeds yesterday. Last week I was in Nottingham. And there's just so many kids playing hockey. And, oh, my God, you want to see the quality and the standard of some of these kids from these clubs. You know, in Manchester, we've got some really good kids that are coming through the ranks. Some of them have been away with England recently. There were some of the kids, standout players for Leeds yesterday in Nottingham. Do you know what? It's thriving, I would say.
The future of hockey is looking great.
It's looking good.
But right now, the teams that are here need to get ready to welcome that influx of those players, nurture them and develop them. And I tell you what, it's going to be difficult for some teams right now. Like you say, Dragons have got a great program now setting up, but it's going to need to take some pace quickly to start looking to bolster that aging squad. Widnes have gone through that transition. They now need to start getting them to settle. Sheffield's another one. They need to start getting that influx of players and getting them to settle. Nottingham is a constant turnover where they're constantly looking to settle in, but they're always churning out great things. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the future of hockey holds.
Well, you said the future. It'd be interesting to see what format the league are going to do about promotion and stuff like that, because there's some reasonably good teams down in the Division 2 that could quite easily step up into Division 1.
Yeah,
and make it interesting. I mean, you know, I don't know if any of the league people are watching out there. Why they don't make it just one big division and then have a split level. That might be quite good, because there are some teams I think would give the likes of Nottingham and Sheffield Scimitars, who struggle against teams like Deeside, the Whitleys and the Solways, who would get decent games at lower level if it was all just one big division.
Yeah. Well, just thinking about the whole situation and Hager going over, did he score 3 the other day?
Yeah, so Hager scored 3 last night.
You know, if he's got a say in what goes on there, we might see the Hull going in from the second to the first, because I would say Hull
would be a good addition.
Hull are on one level, Telford are on that level, so they would be the teams you'd be looking at.
See,
the others are on a different level.
Telford's another team. They've always been quite good.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to be bringing one up, because obviously they're another step up again, aren't they now? National,
yeah.
So,
but all this is a conversation we could go on for another time, I think, gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry to bore you at home, folks, but it's been a great day here, Derby Day at Planetized Widnes between the Widnes Wild and the Deeside Dragons. I've been Gary Lee.
I've been Ben Lee.
And I've been Steve Fellows.
And we've been Drop the Puck.
I'm joined at this time by head coach of the Osprey Chester Deeside Dragons, Mike Clancy. Mike, a convincing win against a strong Widnes side, but Deeside are looking very dangerous.
Yeah, I think we'd mentioned it before, briefly in conversation. Our season was a difficult one to get started. Very little from a practice sessions, 7-8 games away from home to get us going, and with no ice to train on. So as the season's gone on, 2 games every weekend's got us stronger and stronger, training well now, and we're gearing for the playoffs. I mean, we were never going to go and take the league this year, but certainly from a playoffs point of view, it makes us strong.
Now, you talk about confidence in a side, and it's an old hockey adage, confidence starts from the back and goes forward. Everybody knows in this league that you're synonymous with the goalie coach and yourself and your brother with the clinics. And you look at the netminders that Deeside bring to the table, Phil Pearson and then Matt Croyle. Croyle tonight absolutely stood on his head. 7 unanswered last night at Blackburn, and then pretty much a shutout almost tonight, bar that one lucky goal. Did you know that they were capable of what they are now when you brought them on?
We always knew they were capable goalies. I mean, Phil came into us absolutely on our thoughts of helping us drive forward into a really successful season. Mike Rogers is an absolute fantastic third for us in this group. And then bringing in Croyle when we had an opportunity was more to strengthen the depth of goaltending for us. And it works. There's a great compete across all 3 goaltenders, and we get the best out of them each week. You're right, myself and Dave work pretty hard on the goalies through our training sessions, and we're starting to reap the rewards of that.
And finally, you've already mentioned, obviously, Deeside. It was a slow start to the year, late start to the year. But we mentioned it in commentary. You're doing one of the most dangerous things a team can do, and that's find their form at the right time. As other teams are starting to tire because they've been going from day dot, the Dragons have got those fresh legs, big gas tanks, and have now got more time together on home ice as well, and it's all starting to click. What do you feel the Dragons can truly accomplish this year?
Look, I think, for me, a great playoff run. I don't mind what team we now get in the playoffs. I believe the strength and depth there, the belief in this team and squad is truly starting to shine through. They're working for each other, and it takes a lot to get a team to start to work for each other rather than be individuals. And for me, it's going to be a great run in the playoffs. Hopefully we're at that weekend that we can enjoy in Altrincham.
And what does the future look like for the Deeside Dragons?
The future's really bright. We're well supported with our title sponsor. We're well supported with an awful lot of local sponsorship now that's come through. You've seen it yourself, the crowds we're starting to get behind the Deeside Dragons, and it's allowing us to continue to build. But everything we're doing right now is for the future. We want to embed a great club that can go on for many years to come, rather than come for a couple of years and disappear like so many do.
Well, Mike, we wish nothing but the best for you and the Dragons for the rest of the future. We'll see you again soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.